Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Valentine's Day. This is the Valentine's stream. My name is Todd. We have 5 amazing member-requested videos for you today. I appreciate you being here, of course. If you're watching live, welcome in. If you're watching later on YouTube, welcome in as well. This should be amazing. We have really, really good picks for you today. Like I said, these are all member-requested videos. I appreciate you being here on this lovely candlelit evening. I'm glad you said yes. I'm glad you said yes. And it's going to be a heck of a feast. Before I immediately swear, it's going to be a heck of a feast. Let's try to keep it PG here. Let's try to keep it PG. Like I said, these are member-requested videos, toddreacts.com. All the tiers you see before you are member-requesting tiers, so go ahead and check those out. We have the series member stream Discord exclusive on February 22nd, I believe the date is, so it should be very nice. So go ahead and join us. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, certainly do so. So go ahead and check out those levels and see if you want to join. Winter collections available as well. 15% off for members, ships worldwide, all that good stuff. Lots of different color options to choose from to match your style, your wardrobe. Lots of very inclusive sizing as well, so go ahead and check those out on your own time. And, of course, we have the accessories. So those are there as well. Those just get added onto. Those aren't swapped out. We just add and add and add. So there's going to be a ton of those in a couple of years probably. If you're watching later on via YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it greatly. If you're watching via Twitch and you're live, there's over 1,200 videos on that YouTube channel. Shout out to the over 14,600 of you that have already hit that subscription button. I appreciate it. It's a cheap and easy, literally free and easy way to support the channel, and I appreciate it greatly. And I like to always point out there is a playlist, and I do work on that, so go ahead and check those out if you're looking for something specific. It is the 22nd. Appreciate it, Jace. It was one of those things where I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't remember what day it was on, so I just kind of threw out a number and hope for the best. The queue is available as well. If you go to the website, toddreacts.com, hit this button at the top. You'll be able to see what videos are coming, what we're going to go over, what we're going to react to. And if you don't see something you like on there or you really want, just scroll to the bottom and you can sign up right there. Makes it very easy. So go ahead and check those out. And last but certainly not least, like I said before, very important, the Discord is available totally free of charge. Links everywhere. It's on the website in the top right. It's on the profile pages everywhere. It's on Twitch. It's on YouTube. It's under every video on YouTube in the video description. So go ahead and check that out. Join, certainly. We're cruising into 300 members, which is awesome. Great community. Friends have been made. All that good stuff. So we welcome you in. And if you don't see a channel that you would like, go ahead and let us know. We'll just make it for you. Us meaning the mods and I. We will make it for you. 295 members and counting. I appreciate it, Jace. Amazing. Amazing community. Very positive and nice, and really one of those spaces in the internet where you don't have to worry. There's not a lot of judgment. There's no judgment, really. And we're all very open and honest and nice and kind. It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful space. So go ahead and join us in there. We are welcoming. Certainly, we're very nice. We're very kind, like I said before. But go ahead and check that out. That's going to be very important come the 22nd when we do the series member stream. That's all series members videos only. So that's a nice little perk if you want to check out that tier level. Like I said, let's see here. Cupid just flying around shooting me all the time. It's crazy. Crazy. I've had enough. I've had enough love, please. Good gosh. All right. Some people just won't let you live. It's crazy. But we got to get a handle on these Cupids. They're everywhere. They're everywhere right now, aren't they? We're going to start off with a Stephen Colbert video, being a massive fan of The Lord of the Rings. And then after that, we have a Grimm video, Nick and Adelind. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to figure it out. I'm going to listen very closely for that pronunciation. If the cat wasn't sick, he'd be hunting that Cupid. Nice. Very nice. After that, we have a top 10 Starkid actors video that we'll react to, and then a NutHong TikTok compilation, apparently a ghost ship. So that's interesting. Perfect timing, certainly, with romance in the air, or lack thereof, I suppose. And then after that, we will finish stream with a beautiful video, I'm assuming, of Boy Meets World. I absolutely adored that show growing up. It was lovely. So many good messages and morals and all that good stuff. I miss it. I miss it dearly. Cory and Shawn is going to be the topic there in that video. So I hope you had a great week. It is Friday after all. We survived. We made it. Good job. Happy to see you here. And I am excited for this weekend. It's going to be a good one. Going to be a good one. It is Valentine's weekend. Heading out to the wine country here. So that should be a very wonderful experience. I've been out there before, so I'm going to try to hit some of the wineries I haven't hit before. So that's going to be something I'm going to be doing, wine tastings or whatever. Super fun, super interesting. Pretend like I know what they're talking about. Oh, the nose on this has pears, and you're just like, yeah, I got nothing. Smells like wine. I got nothing. Yeah, it smells fruity or something, and hint of alcohol percentage. I don't know anything past that, but we'll see. We'll see if I can expand my knowledge base. I try, but I'll be honest. I take a whiff, and I'm like, I don't know. Just smells like wine, I suppose. It is what it is. So it should be a very fun weekend. Educational, I guess. Although it's kind of weird. I'm like learning about it, but then I'm having wine, so I'm kind of like losing brain cells at the same time. So it's like, do I gain it, or do I just gain it and then lose it immediately? I don't know. Is that the thing? But my bro-in-law works in winemaking. Nice. When he serves fancy wine at dinner, I'm like, yummy or nah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. I can't remember. I believe he was on my mom's side of the family. I think for my relation, it would be like great uncle or something. Or, yeah, maybe. Something like that. And he just basically said his rule of thumb was, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If it's $5 and you love it, that's your wine. If it's $100 a bottle and you love it, that's your wine. So it's just kind of one of those things. You go for taste. You go for taste. You don't have to be pompous about it or whatever. And I'm fully aware. I'm saying this while I'm dressed like this. You don't have to be pompous about it. You could just do whatever you're into. I happen to like $5 European imports. Gerichtsberliner, what else? Peace Porter. I love a Peace Porter. They're mostly not dry wines. They're mostly like sweet. I guess I'm a sweet wine kind of person, but I don't know. I got a little wine here just in case. It's currently aerating is the term that I learned. What does that mean? I have no idea. I think it means that it's exhausting carbon dioxide or something. I'm not exactly sure. But have you ever ate the leftover food at the kitchen drain after washing the dishes? Absolutely not. Absolutely. Do I look like I would do that? Do I look like I would do that? Anyway, welcome in. Let's start off with the Stephen Colbert being a massive Lord of the Rings fan for 10 minutes straight. 10 minutes straight. So go ahead and strap in. Let's go. Let's get this thing started, shall we? Happy Friday again. I hope you have a tremendous weekend ahead. Here we go.
The thing that, obviously, I'm a huge Tolkien fan.
I didn't know that, no. Had no idea.
Here.
Tell me
Just
again.
the volume there real
A
quick.
37-year-old Italian pastry chef is building his own version of Middle-earth and is living as a hobbit. Come on, man. A 37-year-old being that obsessed with Tolkien, playing dress-up to feel part of Middle-earth is a little sad. As everyone knows, I appeared in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. You're
I am
making
so,
me sad,
I'm
Martin
so delighted
Freeman.
you brought that up again, because it's
I
been
was-
about 4 seconds since I've heard you say something about Tolkien.
We haven't seen each other since we were both on the set of The Hobbit.
Oh, Stephen Fry.
Your audience, your adulators may not be aware of your absolute profound knowledge of all things Tolkien.
Sir Ian McKellen has revealed that he turned down $1.5 million to officiate the wedding as Gandalf, saying, I am sorry, Gandalf doesn't do weddings.
Oh,
Damn
my.
right. Gandalf doesn't have time to
That's
marry
crazy.
you, Shawn Parker. He is a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Honor. He killed the mother truck and Balrog after chasing the ancient immortal demon through the tunnels of Khazad-dûm until they climbed the peak of Zurich-Ziggle, where he smote the demon's ruin on the mountainside. I find myself thinking of the Lord of the Rings at this moment, specifically when Frodo offers the ring to Galadriel, and she imagines using the power righteously at first, but knows it will eventually corrupt her.
Oh, wow, he did? That's awesome.
Facebook. No! Facebook is an all-powerful device used by the forces of evil to corrupt the minds and hearts of men. So it's less like the One Ring and more like the 9 rings that turned the fallen kings into the Nazgul before binding their fate to that of the Dark Lord Sauron. Oh, and did you know, then Gandalf himself died and returned from the dead as Gandalf the White. And why? So he can marry the Napster guy? No. Napster hasn't been a thing since Arendelle flew Vingalot to Valinor. Oh, and also, it's Galadriel, Lady of the Woods, Lady of Lorien, Lothlorien, Lorelin, Dorinan, the Valley of the Singing Gold, the bearer of Nenya, one of the 3 elven rings of power, Galadriel. Unlike you, Galadriel doesn't collect a weekly paycheck from the ring. Now, go back to the shadow, because your excuses shall not pass!
I'm so glad that you're as much of a nerd. Well, you're much more of a nerd, but as a child... Sorry, I'm so sorry. That's
No,
actually not...
it's an honor.
No.
It's an honor.
But I feel like...
You needn't apologize. I take it.
I feel
it's
like...
a crown I wear.
Mr. Colbert and his
That's not an
family,
insult. That's
came
just
to
stating a
Wellington,
fact.
New Zealand, where we were filming The Hobbit. Peter Jackson, the director, and I created this little quiz.
And I've been told that you've got questions tonight.
Stephen.
To possibly stump me.
And Stephen was pitted against Philippa Boyens, who is the Tolkien expert, who's behind the scripts with Fran and Peter.
me.
And few people on earth know more about Tolkien. Tolkien wouldn't have known as much about Tolkien.
Who?
Colbert has a Tumblr
Is
for
she
discussing
lost
nerdy
mother?
Lord of the Ring theories?
And
No
how
way.
did she die?
And there at one end was Mr. Colbert, and there at the other end was Philippa. And
Well, Shelob's mother is Ungoliant, okay? And she died by consuming herself in her own webs of darkness.
He's got it!
Stephen won.
My favorite Tolkien character, this one over here. My executive producer's like, oh my God, we'll never get up now. Well, Samwise Gamgee is the best character. You're my favorite character in my favorite movie. Are you your own favorite character from Lord of the Rings? Because Sam is the hero, you know. Sam is the hero. Tolkien himself said that Sam is the hero of the Lord of the Rings. You know.
I think that Sam would never in a million years want to be considered the hero of that story. So my official on the record answer is no.
Samwise is the real hero. He's the one who
that
actually
seems true.
He put Frodo on his back and drags him up the hill. Frodo can't throw the ring in the fire, by the way. You know what I was remembering the other day? Why does anyone think Frodo's going to be able to throw the ring in the fire? Spoiler alert. Why does anyone think Frodo's going to throw the ring in the fire? Because when Gandalf first tells him that the ring is the ring of power, he says to him, try to throw the ring in the fire right now. Because Frodo says, let's melt it right now. And Gandalf says, throw it in your little coal fire here. And he can't do it then. Why does he think he's going to be able to throw it into the cracks of doom later? Gandalf did not put as much thought into this as I have. Your character, your version of Sam in the script, you call him Mr. Frodo.
That's
in the
such
book,
a good
he's
point.
Master Frodo.
I think I say master sometimes.
You do?
I did when we were filming. I don't know if they're long. You can't watch all of them at once.
Yes, you
Some
can.
people do.
Yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can.
Watch all of them at once. You don't even have to have pants on.
You know more about Lord of the Rings than all of the people who made Lord of the Rings combined.
My understanding is that you have some Lord of the Rings trivia for me. Gandalf is a Maiar who has been in Arda since Ilúvatar cried Ea.
When the Beatles attempted to buy the film rights to Lord of the Rings.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay.
What role was Ringo set to play? Sam, Frodo, or Gandalf? Who would you think? Ringo.
I'm going to say Sam.
You're correct, sir.
The cool thing about Gandalf is in Valinor, he was named Olorin, O-L-O-R-I-N, and he was one of the Maiar associated with the Valar, which is sort of like the upper angels, you might say, like the archangels or the demigods, or the named Nienna. And Nienna, almost all of the Valar in Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion are associated in some way with a power or a focus, or you might say a patronage associated with the Greek gods.
Hi, my name is Peter from Cookville Bay, New Zealand. Well, I've got a question, and this one is for Stephen. In Rohan, the Rohirrim have a breed of horse that ultimately the mighty Shadowfax was descended from. What is the name of the breed of Rohan horse?
Manwë is basically on the mountain with the lightning bolts and has got the eagle and is very much like Zeus or something like that. They're all associated with somebody like that. Nienna, there's no association in any other mythology because what does she do forever? What is her power?
This is child's play. This is a threat to a child, Peter.
Nienna weeps forever and turns grief into wisdom. That is her power. And Gandalf, who was Olorin at the time, that's his patron. That's who he hangs out with. That's why he's not interested in power or glory when he comes to Middle-earth like Saruman. Saruman was a Maiar of the Valar Alue, who was the craftsman.
So as you know, Merry and Pippin meet Treebeard.
Just gonna keep going back to that.
Ent. The Ents have a meeting with Merry and Pippin, which is called an Entmoot.
I'm familiar.
They have this Entmoot in Fangorn Forest.
Yes.
But where in Fangorn Forest?
Hang on a second.
In the Fellowship of the Rings, being the first part of the Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
full title,
Yes.
Gandalf is trying to find the dwarf doors of Moria,
Yes.
and an archway appears on the rock face.
Yes.
I think he's goosing us.
No, he's not. He's not.
Where in Fangorn Forest?
All right, my question is,
Yeah.
the archway appears on what page?
Oh, wow. What page?
It is. I don't know. I don't know the name. I don't know the name of it. Are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, stumped by Pippin.
Oh. What is it? What's the answer, Pippin?
Dern Dingle.
Oh, damn it!
Stephen!
Damn it!
Is it going to be okay? And
course.
can you give
John.
me something
John,
from that
yes.
Rolodex?
Yes. Want something hopeful from Lord of the Rings? So dark times, but hopeful.
This was during the pandemic.
Got it.
Come on,
Of
Okay.
course.
This
Papa
is from
needs a
Return of the
glimmer.
King. Return of the King. Frodo and Sam have gotten into Mordor. They're on the plain of Gorgoroth, okay? Frodo's passed out from the stress of the ring, okay? He can't go on any further. He can barely drag himself forward. And Sam is
Man,
looking
I feel
over him.
that.
Sam's looking
Yeah.
over him. And he's
Yeah,
there
man.
at night, and they're hiding like in a little crater on the plain.
Page depends on which edition. True.
Do this. Oh, slender as a willow wand, oh, clearer than clear water, oh, reed by the living pool, fair river daughter, oh, springtime and summertime and spring again after, oh, wind on the waterfall and the leaves' laughter. Sam looks up at the sky, and Tolkien writes there. Peeping
That's his Shakespeare right
among
there.
the cloud rack above the dark tor, high up in the mountains,
To be
Sam
or not
saw
to
a
be.
white star twinkle for a while. The beauty of it smote his heart, and he looked up out of the forsaken land, and hope returned to him. For like a shaft clear and cold, the thought pierced him that in the end the shadow was only a small and passing thing. There was light and high beauty forever beyond its reach.
Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to cry. I was like, you're my Dolly Parton. You're going to make me cry with that. What is the
We love
the ring
Dolly.
in that metaphor? Because that's still a
Your
metaphor.
anxiety. Your anxiety.
Dolly's an absolute
'Cause I was
angel.
pretty sure my irritable bowel syndrome is the ring.
No, that's the volcano.
Ah. Oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Also check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you, maybe other edits. So definitely check those out. Oh my gosh. That was impressive. That was very impressive. If you are actively quoting from Tolkien, that's pretty amazing. That is very cool. Honestly, I've never seen anything like that, and I am just thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. Dang. All right, let's pull up some information on Stephen Colbert and his love, his passion, his absolute obsession, maybe, with Lord of the Rings. It is, I will say this, Lord of the Rings is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, movie trilogies I have ever seen. It is epic, and it's not just because it's long. It is a beautiful story. There's beautiful moments. The music is incredible. The cinematography is great. The characters are interesting. The action is phenomenal. The war, Helm's Deep in the second one is just, that is the greatest potential war scene I've ever seen. And the ending is just so emotional and brutal and just, it's one of those things, it's so strange because the story is so grand and everything is so massive with it. The trolls and the the orcs and everything and the armies. And it's such a trudge to go through and just, getting up Mount Doom and just not throwing the ring in as we remember, but having the ring, vanish. Oh my gosh. It feels like you have gone through something, and that's not just because of the time it takes to get through those 3 movies. And not even talking about the extended editions, which have all the deleted scenes thrown back into it. It is quite the experience. If you have never taken that experience, never taken the plunge, I would absolutely, if you get like a long period of time, or maybe you want to watch it over a couple nights, that's fine. Or if you want to watch it all the way through, I would highly recommend it. It's going to be a full day, literally. You have to wake up at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., and just start. And you will get through all of them, and you will be, it'll feel like you went through it as well. Like you were along the ride with Sam and Frodo and everybody else. It is, have I sold it enough? It is an experience that needs to be experienced. If you have not experienced it, you need to experience it. Okay, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. It is amazing. Even if you're not really into fantasy movies and, folklore-y kind of things, and if it seems a little ridiculous, like, what are these short little creatures with big hairy feet? Like, ugh, I don't want anything to do with that. As ridiculous as that sounds, I'm telling you, give the hairy feet a chance, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Give it a chance. Stephen Colbert is 61 years old, turning 62. Comedian, writer, producer, political commentator, actor, television host, etc. He's been doing the Late Show with Stephen Colbert since 2015. Before that, he did the Colbert Report on Comedy Central, which is like a news satire thing that followed the... Why am I blanking on this? What is it? The Daily Show, that's it. With Jon Stewart, that was on for years and years and years, and I guess it's back. technically. He's been in a bunch of different stuff. He started actually on The Daily Show as a correspondent. He's won 11 Primetime Emmys, 2 Grammy Awards, 3 Peabody Awards. Was named one of Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People in 2006, 2012 as well. And his book, I Am America, was listed number 1, New York Times bestseller, 2007. Top 5 Tolkien nerd moments of Stephen Colbert. Number 5, Colbert and Back Again. Colbert Report started a couple years too late to do anything with the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies. Still not over his cancel. True, that did just happen. I think, when is the actual end date there? Not exactly sure. Anything to do with the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies, so the fact that Peter Jackson and some of the original crew would be making a movie of The Hobbit, it must have seemed like a godsend to Colbert and the show. Indeed, the show went all out with the week of guests related to the movie, new intro with a Middle-earth style map of New York, and turning the set into the Shire. Number 4, Sting Off with Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood visit on the show was to discuss Happy Feet 2, but it's not like Colbert can let a Frodo appearance go by without discussing a bit of Lord of the Rings, especially since The Hobbit was being filmed at that time. With Wood having a minor role and Colbert getting invited to the set, Colbert is palpably eager to discuss the details of the new film with Wood after the interview, given that he had obviously had to keep a lid on any spoilers. I was watching an interview with Peter Jackson. So the Hobbit trilogy, May 21st, boy, that's coming up. I was watching an interview with Peter Jackson, and the Hobbit trilogy that came out after Lord of the Rings was actually supposed to be somebody else directing it. Apparently that director ended up leaving, and the pre-production that went into the Lord of the Rings, because I think it was like 7 years of filming or production, which is just crazy. But they were doing 3 of those massive movies back to back to back, which makes sense, keep everybody around the same age, etc. And obviously some continuity there with actors and whatnot. But they spent 3 years before that. So it was like a 10-year, decade-long production. They spent 3 years before that working on things. Costumes, sets, where to film, how to light it, etc., etc., etc. He only had 1 year. So they called him and he ended up taking it, but they didn't give him the 3 years pre-production. They gave him 1 year. And a lot of people, and including himself, Peter Jackson himself, said it just wasn't enough time. It wasn't enough time to make it kind of the same feel, the same epic, the same polish that the first original trilogy had. So that's kind of a neat little insight from Peter Jackson himself, is that he wasn't happy with the end product as well, which is unfortunate. Interviews with James Franco is nerdy enough to be balancing his acting career with studies at Yale University as he pursues a PhD in English. And since Colbert obviously considers Tolkien to have some of the foremost works in literature, he quizzes Franco on some details of Lord of the Rings and winds up giving him partial credit. John McCain, Hobbit's quote, political stances have been at various points on the spectrum in the past decade or so. But despite going in more to the right as a Republican candidate in 2008, he sparred with the even farther right Tea Party wing, blah, 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 blah. Critical of GOP resistance to an effort to raise the debt ceiling that referred to Tea Party hobbits. That's hilarious. One Tea Party representative replied that McCain could be considered Sauron. I mean, good grief. It's like a nerd off. Oh my gosh. Daily Show interview with Viggo Mortensen. Oh man. Great actor. Great actor. Back before he had his own program, Colbert was just a lowly correspondent on the Daily Show, like I said. They've talked about filming opening scene, film 1 back-to-back with the next day filming, doing scenes of Return of the King. Wow, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Wow. They were mixing it up like that? That's crazy. Wow. I guess, that's kind of interesting. Like, could you imagine? So they film like some opening scenes from the first movie, and then they film like the closing of the last. And everybody looks the same age, of course, because same day, right? But then halfway through the movie, like halfway through the series, like the second movie, maybe it was a scene they did in the middle of those years. And maybe they look a little bit older, or towards the later part of those years, and they look a little bit older or a little different. I've never noticed. Like, they either didn't age those years, or they just cleaned it up and somehow figured out how to, like, hide the fact that people were getting older. Very strange. Way back in 2005, while Jon Stewart was discussing A History of Violence with Viggo Mortensen, which is a crazy movie, we got perhaps the best glimpse of Colbert's Tolkien knowledge. Near the end of the interview, Stewart plays an audio recording of what was no doubt Stewart asking him to recite as much of the history of the Lord of the Rings character as he could. It turns out to be quite a bit, as Stewart eventually just cuts it off and asks Mortensen how he deals with superfans like himself. Mortensen's answer, well, for Colbert anyway, send him a gift of chocolate with Lord of the Rings characters expertly carved onto them. And as Colbert mentions in the number 2 clip, Mortensen would also present him with Aragorn's sword as part of the sketch on the Colbert Report. He seems to be like a nice guy. That's so cool. He got to keep the sword. Oh, that was such a great sword. Now I'm geeking out. Stephen Colbert geeking out with Robert Plant about Lord of the Rings. Let's go ahead and unmute that first.
You lived in the West Midlands of the UK and still live out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where J.R.R. Tolkien was from like 3 to 19. He lived around where you are. And I'm curious, what's in the water up there? Why do you people live in a dream world up there?
The dream world again, yeah.
Yes, exactly. The Misty Mountains and all that kind of thing.
Well, I blame my mum and dad for J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah.
There's some sort of melding there. Where,
Did they introduce you?
Yeah, we used to meet in a pub in Oxford. We were called the Inklings with C.S. Lewis.
No, you didn't go to the Inklings, did you?
No.
Oh. Did you go to the Eagle and Child or anything like that?
Yeah.
You did? Wow,
yeah.
The Bird and the Baby?
Yeah. The thing is that Tolkien was a master. And have you heard his recordings?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Old Tom Bombadil was
Tom Bombadillo.
Yeah.
Bright blue, his jacket is and his boots are yellow.
Yeah, he fell in love with the riverman's daughter.
Exactly.
This is
Goldberry, yeah, exactly.
You got it.
Yeah. Oh, slender as a willow wand, oh, clearer than clear water. Oh, reed by the living pool, fair river daughter. Oh, springtime and summertime and spring again after. Oh, wind on the waterfall and the leaves' laughter.
Now. That's magic.
I put some thought into it.
Yeah. You can't top this stuff, can you?
Yes. You'd be a good Bombadil. You've got a bit of a Bombadil feel.
First, you have a
right?
fantastic lady there, giving it large. Then you've got Tolkien's shadow comes through the door. It's really great, yeah. Yeah, but Tolkien was he opened the door to all that sort of dark age meander of history, which...
There's some Tolkien in lyrics and some Zepp songs.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, did anybody pick up on that at the time in the band, or was that just you?
It didn't exist at the time. Tolkien, he'd had his moment, I guess, but, I guess The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings had subsided.
1936, The Hobbit, 1954, The Lord of the Rings.
Jeez. Fancy a drink afterwards?
Oh, I do.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I got the full-size Balrog. What figures do you have?
I also have a bunch of Lord of the Rings figures. I know you're a big...
So do I, baby.
Do you?
Oh, name it.
Okay, so...
I got the full-size Sauron. I got the full-size Balrog. What figures do you have in Lord of the Rings?
I have Gothmog. Do you know Gothmog?
Gothmog is the Lieutenant of Morgul.
Yes! Yeah. Emily and I watch the extended editions of those movies every...
I can't look at that
Christmas
character.
It
is just too disturbing.
That is fantastic. I'm going to insist that I do that with my wife this year.
They're really...
And if she won't do it, can I come over to your place? It really sounds like a lot of
Please,
fun.
you can hold Gothmog while you do it.
You make a good Samwise.
You think so?
Yeah, you seem like someone who would not have an egotistical approach to service and have a sweet heart.
I would take a bullet for you, Stephen.
I'm glad you're here with me, Kumail. Here at the end of all things.
I also have a bunch of Lord of the Rings figures.
That's so great.
So do I, baby.
I love that. There's something really special about people just nerding over whatever they're interested in. If you share kind of a passion or an interest with somebody else, and you can just sit there and enjoy it, and maybe you didn't even know that person was interested in that, and you can just go back and forth. Something really beautiful about that. Really, really beautiful. Amazing. I love, again, if you have not seen Lord of the Rings, any of them, just pick a time, maybe one a night, maybe one a weekend, even. If you really want to be an all-star, all 3 in a row on a weekend, go for it. Hey, have fun. Enjoy yourself, relax. You work hard. You either go to school, you suffer over homework, or, you go to the work week and you suffer all week. Like, you deserve a break. You deserve a break. We all deserve a break. You might as well take a trip down to Middle Earth. Enjoy it. Passion over anything can be glorious to watch. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so much fun. And I guarantee for that little moment in time, they forgot they were on national TV. Other than the audience clapping and like interrupting, obviously. But I'm assuming they kind of got lost in it, which is very cool. Very cool indeed. All right, let's move on to the next one. I've gushed over Lord of the Rings enough. I have. Gosh, whenever I see any... Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Oh, let's straighten the bow tie a little bit. Want to look, presentable for the date. If I ever see anything Lord of the Rings, I just instantly am wanting to watch it again. That's the problem. So if you're watching it for the first time and you like it, you're going to have this issue wherever, you get it referenced or whatever, you're going to be like, oh, when was the last time I watched that? I could watch it again, I suppose. And I will say this, they hold up. They hold up very, very well. So you will enjoy it for years to come. I can't wait to watch it 20 years from now and see how I feel about it. But let's go ahead and jump into the next one. It is Grimm, Nick, and Adeline, I think. Their story, part 1. This is going to be about 20 minutes long, and the opening scene here is a little disturbing. Looks like me on Halloween, doesn't it? Just kind of the blood, Jeez. All right, let's jump into this. Their story, part 1.
Detective, what are you looking at? You just bought a ring.
That's not what I'm looking at.
Come on, don't ruin it for me.
She wears Armani, makes low 6 figures, drives a BMW, and is falling for a senior partner at her law firm. Nothing but trouble.
Why can't you just look at her ass like the rest of us?
I can't.
Come on, Nick, have a call.
There's so many things I need to ask you.
Well, he's not checking out her backside, I'll tell you that.
I want you to know whatever it is I'm supposed to do. Do it. You.
Ow. Well, that's terrifying.
Her name's Adeline Shade.
Adeline. That's it. I got it.
Shade. You.
I'm Captain Renard. These are Detectives Griffin and Burkhardt.
Detectives, thank you.
You could thank Detective Burkhardt. He's the one who figured it all out.
Actually, I'm still trying to piece it all together.
We need to ask you a few questions if you're up for it. Can I offer you a cup of coffee?
Thanks. I wish you could have done this to Serena and Camilla.
We just don't want you to be next. I'm Shade.
Please, Call me Adeline. All my friends do.
All your friends are dead. I mean, it just seems more
Jeez.
personal than a business transaction to me. Eye for an eye sort of thing. Like you hurt someone close to her or something.
All right, good cop, bad cop.
Some people don't get the big picture. I was just doing my job.
Hey, so am I. Just trying to get to the truth here. Unless Miss Shade has something to hide.
No more than you do, Detective. I told you. It wasn't personal.
Yeah, well, maybe not for you. But if someone tried to take something important away from me, I'd take it very personal.
Nice work. Now let's hope Melissa Wincroft takes the bait.
Do you really think this will work?
We've got to smoke her out of her hiding place somehow. Every eye in the department is on your place.
Thanks, detectives. This is probably a big inconvenience for you.
We're just doing our jobs. Nothing more.
Anyone want some room service?
I'm not really hungry.
Oh, how about some tea? Chamomile. It's nice and relaxing.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, I got one of those gnats flying around. Get out of here. Quit distracting me.
I'm an attorney.
You're a hexen beast.
Detective, I don't know.
You tried to kill
Fruit flies or whatever they are.
Tell me instead. Who do you work for?
Detective, figure it out. You have no idea what you're in the middle of.
Oh. Well, then who could blame me for making a mistake and letting a Queen Melliford kill another hexen beast?
This won't end well.
For you.
Or you. If something happens to me, it won't just be a Grimm killing a hexen beast. It'll be a cop who's let an innocent woman die on his watch.
Oh.
Up to you. This isn't your problem. Don't make a mistake. She'll harm you. Don't listen to her. Do your job.
Melissa!
You're a Grimm. That's more important.
Wow. What the heck?
I think you remember Adeline.
Nice to see you again.
This is the lovely Juliet.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You too. Hank tells me that you're a veterinarian. Yeah. I have an Egyptian cat who is just my best friend. Wow, you really don't see those very often.
Yeah, maybe that's because they're so dangerous. It's been pretty tough at the law firm. I suppose you had to hire some new lawyers.
I'm still getting over that loss. You were really upset about that case.
Yeah, I still am.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. I can do the deposition between 3 and 5 tomorrow. Just let me know what you...
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Falling in love. I didn't know that was against the law.
But I'm gonna say this once.
Fell into my water. How dare it?
Hey. I hope you're listening.
Did it ever occur to you that this is exactly what it looks like?
No. Never. You're a liar.
Because I'm not telling him everything? I guess you speak from experience.
I'm not gonna let this happen.
Try and stop it. Maybe I should scream.
Hello, Nick.
Adeline,
I just wanted to invite you over to my place for a little dessert.
I'm already there.
Then you found Hank. Good. Still sleeping peacefully, I hope?
Where are you?
This is the way it's gonna go, Nick. Hank will be dead by morning
Oh.
unless I get the key your aunt gave you. So
Well,
you
that was not how I was
ruins
expecting that to go
as soon
down.
as you can. I've got a very busy schedule and I can't wait all night. It's really very easy, Nick. The key or Hank?
Are you gonna explain a dead cop in your bed?
His heart gave out. Happens. See you at the funeral, Nick. I'll be sure to cry.
Adeline. I think it's time we settle our differences. Violently.
I remember correctly, she loses her powers.
You killed me.
You don't look so dead.
I'm nothing now. I don't have any powers. You've taken everything. I'm just like everybody else. I have nothing.
I'm sorry. I apologize for making you human. Well, good luck with that. Have a good life. You know.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having tea.
Are you alone?
No, I'm with a friend.
Who?
Does it really matter?
Is it Adeland?
Nick, what's wrong with you? I don't have to tell you who I'm having tea with.
No, I was just trying to get a hold of her. I thought maybe she contacted you. I heard she was in Portland.
Hold on. Nick is looking for you. Do you want to talk to him?
Sure.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, stranger. How have you been?
Fine, Adeland, you?
It's good seeing Hank again. Have you made any progress on my mother's murder?
A little. Think maybe we should talk.
We're just at Portland, Java. I know you're a busy guy, but if you've got some time, why don't you come on by?
On my way.
Shade, we're placing you under arrest. I have to inform you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed.
Good talk. Good talk.
I'm sorry to hear about your troubles with Juliet. That's what this all comes down to, Nick.
Ask for your attorney.
You know where it is. Why don't you just give it up and be done with it?
We're looking for the Royals.
Girls gotta eat.
You can't hide in here forever, you know. I just can't figure out what to charge you with.
You think I tried to kill your aunt? Well, I have a confession to make. I did. Of course, I was just one of many. But haven't you ever wondered who put us up to it?
The Royal here in Portland?
Uh-huh. Would you like a name to go along with that?
That'd be nice.
I'd like nothing better than to tell you, Nick. I mean, really, I would. Because under different circumstances, I think you and I could have really had some fun. All you have to do is give me the key. Then you'll have your answer, and I'll be out of your way.
Well.
I guess you don't need to be a hexen beast to be a witch.
You don't have to be a witch to work this kind of magic.
Oh my god.
Personal feelings aside.
Oh,
not here to hurt
okay.
you.
All right.
Baby. But my mom risked her life to get you.
Dialogue is very
I know
interesting.
what she did.
Appreciate it.
What would she have done if she knew who I was?
Or more to the point, who you are again.
It's good to be back, Nick.
Oh.
You find that attractive, really?
All right. Okay, we're getting off topic here.
I'm not leaving here.
Maybe he's into
So why
that.
don't you
You
and your
know?
mom go on home and have a nice little Grimm reunion?
Everybody's got their
Virat
thing, right?
knows where the plane picked you up. They're gonna figure out where you went. You know the Virat? Who worked for the royal families just like you used to. You don't think they're gonna know about your relationship with her? How's it she happened to be in Vienna in the first place? And to get the job with GQR Industries, owned by the royal families. The best chance you and your baby have right now is for us to work together. I don't like it any more than you do, but it's not like we have a lot of choice here. And let me just say, it's not me and my mom you have to be afraid of. And you are gonna need our help. Let's get inside.
I'm not going anywhere until I know where I'm going.
Foreboding. What the heck? Interesting baby you got there.
I had to give up my son because of who I was.
My God.
If I hadn't done that, he might have been killed.
That is crazy.
It's your problem, not mine. If you're looking for some sort of forgiveness, I don't have any.
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I want you to understand. Sometimes we have to sacrifice what we love most. No.
Oh, jeez.
I need your help. Can I come in? Shawn gave her away.
What are you talking about?
He gave my baby to Victor. I need you to help me get her back. You have to help me.
Adeline, if the Royals have your baby, they wouldn't still be here.
I'm not giving up my baby!
Oh,
Nothing we can do, Adeline.
God. Don't talk when you're like that,
I'm not
please.
doing nothing.
Don't talk when you're like that. That was way
I
creepier.
could just see her.
I think I might be able to arrange that.
The face is
But
bad
there's one
enough,
thing I'd like
but
you
the
to do
talking
first.
and the sounds of the mouth.
You remember how
ugh.
the Grimm took your powers away?
Yes?
It's time to return the favor. You have the blood of the Grimm in you. That makes him vulnerable.
Hey, Nick.
What's going on?
I don't know where I am.
Please, please.
What a fever dream that was.
I can't go through this again. Oh, God.
Well, it 3 times a
I can't have
charm.
another baby. I don't even know where the first one is. Okay. Breathe. Breathe. I can do this.
Probably in
Is there a
space.
problem?
Doing some demonic things. I don't know.
What the hell is she doing here?
Ask her.
I'm not asking her anything. I'm done with her. She ruined Juliet's life.
I didn't know that would happen. Wait, Nick.
What? Again?
That's not mine.
It's yours.
Are you crazy? That's impossible.
Impossible? Don't I wish? Remember that wild afternoon with Juliet before Monroe and Rosalie's wedding? This is not something that I wanted either. I'm pregnant, Nick.
Look, I had no idea, believe me. Doesn't look like she's making it up either.
I've already had one child taken from me. I'm not losing another. Even he wouldn't protect his child last time.
I did what I thought was best for Diana.
Yeah, well, it's a room full of heroes. Well, now I need one. I need you, Nick.
I need a hero.
I need you to protect me from Juliet. Nobody else will.
Why the hell would I do that?
I'm not expecting you to do this for me. I was hoping that you would do it for your child. But if not for that, maybe you'll do
Wait,
it
things
for Juliet.
escalated so fast,
Are you
didn't
kidding
they?
me?
I know a way to help her.
I don't believe anything you're saying.
Do you think I would risk coming here if I didn't have anything? Look, I'm not making any promises. And you have to understand that there's no way to cure her completely.
Well, then what's the point of this?
Because there is a way to suppress the Hexen Beast in her.
But she'll still be one, so what good is suppressing it to?
Well, a lot, if it works.
If it works? Yeah, I've heard that before. What kind of side effects this time?
This isn't about changing her. This is so that she can live a
Oh,
normal.
boy.
If that's what you want, there is a way. It's not easy, and there is one ingredient that's almost impossible to get.
What is it?
That Hexen Beast.
That shouldn't be too hard to get.
Not me. It can't be fresh. Besides, If anything happens to me, you'll be stuck with Juliet the way she is forever. Now, if you're good with that, then fine. But it just so happens that I know where a dead Hexen beast is buried. That would be my mother. Your mother killed her, remember?
What else do you need?
Rosalie's help. And I need you to convince her, because I can't do that alone. He's kicking. Wow, a lot. It's a boy. I wanted to know.
Is he kicking or is he like summoning other demons?
Still
Like, what is going on here?
You should feel this, Nick. He's yours. Whether you accept this child or not, that'll never change. You all act like I'm responsible for everything, but I only did what I did to you because you took my child from me. He's strong. Like you.
Awkward. You will feel this kick. Get your hand over here.
There's only one person who can stop me.
I'll take you to Rosalie, but I don't know if she'll help.
I honestly don't think this could get any more complicated.
Yeah, that's awkward because, you know, those two,
was a big
and
shock
now
to me,
him
too.
and her. And
It never even occurred to me that
Yikes.
something like this could...
It happened.
don't ask. Don't ask, guys. You don't want to know.
Juliet.
So it's true. You really are gonna have a baby.
Oh.
Well, congratulations.
Oh.
I should have finished you off when I had the chance.
What an ending there. Oh my gosh. That was part 1, by the way. Part 1. Jeez. Whoa. That went from him killing her to them making sweet, sweet love in like 2 scenes. That was quite the head fake. Whoa. And obviously that kid is going to have some sort of, what's a interesting way to put this? I don't even know how to describe it. Some sort of power, I guess we'll call it. The other one was like levitating things and like bringing it closer. Purple eyes. I don't know. That's going to be an interesting baby shower. Link, yeah, that face of the like button is very accurate. Link down below in the viewer description, video description. There we go. Video description below the video on YouTube. Go ahead and throw it some much deserved love. Also check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you, of course. And if one really interests you, go ahead and request it for stream. Let's pull up some information and context as to what the heck we just saw. That was a lot of story condensed. Obviously they reconciled, I guess you could say. Whoa. That was a heck of an arc. Reason for Adeline and Nick relationship is simple. Here we go. All right, simple. I like that. The reactions you've done to the show, it's so different from the adverts I saw back when it was airing. Really? Interesting. People complain about this relationship. Really? You don't say. I'm not surprised. They discuss emotions and personalities. In my opinion, the reasons for this relationship are simple. Okay. All right, let's see it. Number 1, the only girls he can be in a relationship with and not have to lie to are Adeline and Eve. As a man, he needs a woman, and Adeline needs a man. All right. Adeline begged for intimacy, is what we'll say. She claimed she wanted him to sleep with her because she felt safer. Troubled noticed this. Nick was saving the world. He didn't have time to look for the girl. What? Number 2, they had to be close anyway because Nick had to protect his son. Oh, yeah. From the beginning, number 3, Nick was desperate for relationships with other people. He should have broken up with Juliet multiple times, but he ignored it. He only considered feelings. He completely ignored realities. He was a Grimm, and the most important thing was his mission. His mother did the same. She said she made the mistake because she left him, and so she did the same thing again. What even is this comment? Bull Hippo Chick was thick and pretty. Could have chatted her up about a mutual hobby of deleting Wesson. This comment, as a thick girl who absolutely loves David, I would have loved to have seen him with a thick girl. I feel like these two commenters should get together. I feel like they struck something here. You know? I'm not a matchmaker, but it is Valentine's Day, and I feel like those two should go on a date. I have no idea what they look like, no idea what they, are into. I think they should probably go together, though. I don't know. Just a feeling. If you remember in the very first episode and one of the beginning scenes, Nick sees Adeline Vogue. She's the first Wesson he sees like that. None of us had any idea what we were looking at the first time we watched. But if that isn't foreshadowing, I don't know what is. I've always felt that the main storyline was supposed to be Nick and Adeline and the rest, and the only reason that Juliet wasn't left or killed off in the first or second season was because of off-screen relationships. Yes, I've been saying this for years. I don't have the link, but even the writer felt she was bland and boring. Ow. Wait, didn't the writer write that character? From the beginning, it could only end up being Adeline. They were not a couple at the time. I think it was season 3 that they got together. It's discussed on the Grimmcast podcast that David is on. Oh, so the actors got together in season 3. Wow, okay. That seems to happen a lot, by the way. Like, a lot. Ask the fans. Grimm co-creators respond to viewers' thoughts on Nick's love life. Only 3 more episodes for Grimm fans find out this fantastical beast-filled fairy tale has the genre's stereotypical happy ending or whether the whole Portland dies in a gruesome fiery death caused by the mystery stick. The event, quote-unquote, the invisible pictograms on the cloth prophesized. Boy, I don't know if I've ever seen that word typed. Prophesized. Old Green Eyes or Diana's desire for another playdate. Either way, we'll have to wait for March 31st, blah, blah, blah. You can entertain yourself with the second half of our Grimmited, blah, 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 blah. Co-creators Jim and David conjured up a list of 9 questions. Okay, let's get to them. What are the things you like best about the show? Answer is all the things. At least that's what it seems like when you're thumbing through the questionnaires and you see such a range of answers, including very personal and powerful ones. When Jules, who hails from the Philippines, was diagnosed with cancer, Grimm was the only thing that made her forget that she was sick. Oh, that's sweet. Grimm basically had people at hello. You had me at hello. They were hooked from the pilot by the quirky Portland setting, the reluctant hero, the calling, the mashup of cop show and paranormal fairy tale, and the mythological, of Grimm's. The breadth of history, the books, the names, the spells, the storylines are also detailed. It's so rich, it's almost believable. The richness of the world harkens back to the vastness of the Star Trek universe. Live long and prosper. Such a cool Airstream. Personally wanted to climb in there. Airstreams are pretty cool. Show's popularity also owes a ton to what Lord of the Beasts labeled a wide variety of colorful monsters and the special effects used to create them. Bonnie Davidson added, the Wesson are so detailed and the wogging itself is an incredible process. Honestly, it did look pretty good. It didn't look horrific as I was expecting. It's very tough to do on such a limited budget, like TV budgets, and obviously not the same amount of time for production as a movie. So you tend to see CGI or any sort of special effects just look horrendously bad in TV shows. I'm really glad Hawk and Wu were brought into the fold. Amanda Turwey said, a hero needs confidants she can depend on, like Buffy, who had the Scoobies. Shout out Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Showrunners were humbled by the mad love and kind words, especially about the casting and the characters, because who knew and when was a constant battle in the writer's room. And there was always concern that they didn't get it right. Greenwalt remembered, in my opinion, quote, we had too many characters to begin with, and they just kept adding more because it's hard to service that many people. We were so fortunate we got really great, talented people. Jim and I sat in a room casting all day, every day for a month. Wow. That's a lot of characters. What story arc did you like the best? Responses were all over the spectrum, but the arcs that came up the most were the overall mythology of Grimms, Wesson, Royals, Resistors, the quest for the keys, especially when it sent Mo Nick to the Black Forest, and Zombie Nick. Let's see. Funny reference, since creator David Greenwalt, I think, was behind Angel and co-exec producer of Buffy. Wow. That's funny. That is interesting. What a small world. Nick's tragic love triangle. Oh boy. Since her interactions with Nick, Juliet had been peeking through the cool exterior of Eve, from threatening Adeline directly to trying to put seeds of doubt in Nick's head. I could see some little twinkle of hope in Eve that Nick's relationship with Adeline would break. Maybe some fans of the old couple see this as a ray of hope for Nick and Juliet to get back together. Oh my gosh. Love triangles. I'm not going to bring it up. I will not bring up Belly and Conrad. I'm not going to do it. And Jer, I'm not going to bring it up at all. I'm not going to bring up Bella. I'm not going to bring up Edward. I'm not going to bring up Jacob. Okay? We're done. We're past that. I'm just saying. If Nick and Juliet had a normal life, they were given a second chance to have one, but Nick wanted to be a Grimm again. Also, Juliet volunteered to help. Then I definitely would have seen them getting married and having a family. The relationship seemed to be strong enough to overcome Adeline's sleeping memory wipe curse, and to even work together, but it just wasn't strong enough to overcome Juliet becoming a Hexen beast. Let's see. Once Adeline became a mother, she seemed more human to us. She cursed Nick because he took her child from her. When they did that, I had a hard time supporting the Grimm team. It just wasn't right to force the decision on Adeline, go behind her back, and after they helped her get away from the Royals, Adeline was very justified in her reaction. Nick forgave Adeline for the sake of their son. After putting away his hatred, he saw that Adeline wasn't inherently evil, as all Grimms previously believed about Hexen beasts. Grimms were basically outright killers, not caring which Wisen were good or evil. It was black and white, but Nick decided to be different. There you go. Adeline waited a while to tell Nick about becoming a Hexen beast again, but instead of it breaking them, Nick was calm about the whole thing, even though he already knew. The fact is, some relationships just aren't strong enough to withstand such obstacles or a terrifying storm. That is true. How many, I'm not naming names here, how many people do you know or do you know of that during the pandemic, their relationship just kind of folded? Or maybe, maybe it was a girlfriend-boyfriend thing. Maybe it was a, spouse, marriage that ended. People all of a sudden had to spend a lot of time together. And if you don't have a very strong relationship or you're just kind of hanging on and you have to spend all that time together and go through that stress and grief and worry and all that stuff, like it's amazing how fast that can just pull the Band-Aid right off and let you see what exactly you got. So it's very interesting to, kind of look back on those times and realize just how many people cracked under that pressure. It was pretty impressive. Some relationships crack under unprecedented pressure like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even illness, right? Illnesses. One person gets ill, if it's kind of a non-marriage, just boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, girlfriend. If it's just dating, those could definitely crack real easy. Certainly. And there would be no expectation or whatever. But marriage, boy, you would be surprised, I bet. I don't know the stats, but it would be interesting to look up how many marriages fail based off of illness alone. Or some sort of strain, financial, whatever. I'm assuming it's decent. It's decent numbers. But it is definitely a thing for sure. Even in real life, long-term relationships end. Yes, stating the obvious there. Not because no one tried or even that they don't love each other, but because some people grow apart or something that kept them together isn't enough anymore because they want different things. Makes sense, right? I do see some trouble for Adeline and Nick, but I feel like Nick will forgive her for taking their son, but an emotional Juliet with magical powers could be a problem. Yeah, maybe. Maybe indeed. Recently read statistics of divorces or leaving after big diagnosis. Crazy. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is a life-changing... Yeah, I mean, that is a life-changing diagnosis or whatever. Which is so weird because if you're married, that's literally part of the vow. It's literally one of the main parts, actually. In sickness and in health, or, till death do us part. Like, those are pretty, concrete, very obvious, not vague at all terms. like, it's a little vague that it doesn't spell out. In sickness, what type of sickness? Like, it doesn't spell out. It is vague in a little sense, but it's not vague at all in the grand sense. So it's kind of interesting that, when life gets dealt, when the cards get dealt, it's amazing how often people just completely forget that. Because they don't want to deal with it, right? That's unfortunate reality there. Yeah. I'm just kind of replaying history in my head. I'm replaying history in my head. When my dad was sick originally, the doctor, because they had just been married for 2 years, and he got really sick. The doctor said to my mother, the surgeon, you could leave him and no one would blame you. Like, that is an actual line that he said to my mom. And my mom's just like, that's not happening. So kudos to her, big time decision there. But yeah, that was very, very interesting. That was ice cold indeed. Ice cold line. Ice cold. He knew obviously that it was going to be a lifelong battle. But yeah, my mom was just kind of in it. She was in it. She took the vow seriously, right? But yeah, that line it's true in a way. Like, if you're kind of dealt that hand of unfortunate circumstance, would people technically blame you? Maybe. Yeah. Some would. But then again, you also have the rest of your life, right? So it's very interesting. It's a very, it's one of those situations where it kind of shows you who you are. It's one of those decisions you have to make of what's right, what's wrong, what do I believe is right, what do I believe is wrong, that kind of thing. And who knows? Some people make some choice, some people make the other choice. That is life. Life is literally just choices, whether they're good, bad, evil, whatever. Moral, unethical. That's literally all this is, which is kind of crazy. You made the choice of being here. I made the choice of being here. We could have been doing other things. That's life, right? Very interesting. Oh, let's not get philosophical. Although I've just been getting philosophical. All right, this one is a little dark. As you can tell from the text above my head, it's a little dark. So we're going to be very careful reading this article. And if I stumble or I pause, it's because I'm trying to come up with a better way to say something. Grimm, Nick Adeland, and the grape no one talks about. Yes, I know I just said grape, but unfortunately we have to do these things on the internet. This isn't the first time we've spoken about issues on Grimm. In fact, recently there were so many issues that we simply did a post calling it out, because it's almost impressive how many terrible elements they managed to cram into a season. Which, terrible probably meaning just sad or dark. And yet, here we are again because Grimm has managed to sink into a particularly galling, serious business, sadly predictable depth. Nick and Adeline have slept together for the first time and are heading to coupledom. What a crazy word, coupledom. It sounds like a place and not a good one. That paragraph pretty much sums up the problem with this whole romance, because Nick and Adeline have slept together for the first time is not what the show says. Monroe and Nick himself have both openly spoken about Nick having slept with Adeline once and maybe even twice before. Let us be adamant at this point. Nick has never slept with Adeline before. Nick has never had intimacy with Adeline before. Nick was graped, with a G, by Adeline. Whoa. I'm repeating this for emphasis because the show is determined to gloss over this and rewrite history. Nick was graped by Adeline. This was not fooling around intimately. It certainly wasn't a romance. This was grape. For it to have been intimacy and not grape, there would have had been consent. That is the ultimate definition of what grape is. Having intimacy with someone without their consent, coercing them into intimacy by whatever means, force, manipulation, intimidation, taking advantage of their incapacity, or deception. Yes, I know I'm repeating myself a lot here, but I am repeating myself because the writers of Grimm have completely lost this very basic and unquestionable definition of what grape is. Remember, to have intimacy with Nick, Adeline disguised herself as Juliet. Oh boy. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know if you've seen that movie or heard about it. In that movie, Steve comes back as another dude. Completely. Like, he just looks different. The inside, is the same, but the outside is different. And he literally... How do I say this? He got intimate with Wonder Woman as some other person, basically. And I think what made it weird is the fact that he was controlling somebody else's body, basically. That's what made it weird. I don't know exactly, because I remember reading about that going, oh, I didn't even think about that kind of thing. Like, as I was watching it, I was just like, what? She used woohoo, or woo-woo, Simish woohoo. She used woo-woo to trick him into sleeping with her for special magical purposes, to steal his grimminess and basically turn him into a normal human. Nick didn't know this was Adeline in his bed. Had he known, we can guarantee that he would have not have consented to intimacy. He and Adeline were vicious enemies at the time, hence her trying to remove his powers. No sensible person could argue that Nick would have consented to this. Boy, this is crazy. But this is a moot point because whether Nick could possibly maybe have consented if he had known, the fact remains he didn't know. That is not good at all. He did not consent to intimacy with her. He did it with Juliet, basically. Yes, I'm being repetitive again because this simple point has been one Grimm has repeatedly failed to acknowledge. Juliet herself acted as the wronged party throughout the storyline, acting as if Nick were cheating on her rather than being the victim of grape. Nick is constantly shown having to mollify and comfort her as a result of his victimization. Absolutely no one sees that, as horrible as it is. That's crazy. They just went on like it was just kind of a funny anecdote or joke or something like that. Like, I tricked you. That's weird. That is weird. No one considers that this may be traumatic or painful, right, for Nick because he is being forced to sleep with Juliet while she looks like his grapist. No one questions the cruelty of Nick having to sleep with someone who looks like his grapist, or they expect him to be uncomfortable because he and Adeline are enemies, but no one comes close to acknowledging the fact of what Nick is actually facing. That's crazy. As an aside, this whole scene has an extra layer of distaste from both Juliet's sleep with another woman line and later with Monroe suggesting that Nick has slept with Adeline twice since he got intimate with Juliet while she looked like Adeline. The whole concept really reduces both women to their appearance rather than personhood, that Juliet becomes a different person because she looks like Adeline. Wow. That's crazy. Nick, Adeline, and the R word. This is from the Grimm subreddit. I'm watching the series for the first time, and in season 3, Adeline commits a intimacy crime that is never called by its name. I'm now halfway through season 4, and it still wasn't fully covered. We got to see Nick have approximately one night of not being able to sleep, and Juliet was really mad. Kinda still at him. He was graped. He did not consent to having intimate time with Adeline. Use all the magic buzzwords you want. I will. I will continue to use the magic buzzwords. But the fact remains the same. He lost confidence. It's almost like they were talking to me. He lost confidence in his ability to know what is real, blamed himself for betrayal he didn't commit. It was in his own bed, so literally the place a person should feel they're safest. And then the magical fallout trauma on top of that. I know that a dark genre show like Grimm isn't the best medium to tackle such a painful topic. Jeez. Okay, this person said, just throwing this out there, Adeline also didn't exactly want to do it. Okay. Oh my God. She only did it because she thought it was the only way to get her baby back. Oh, so it's totally cool. Next. Although it's definitely effed up, the blame just isn't on Adeline, since she was also pressured into it by the royals. Also, it's funny how often people bring up the grape of Nick, but everyone kind of forgets Adeline drugged Hank, and it's implied they slept together. This person says, just for fun, flip the genders of the first paragraph. But he didn't want to grape her. Someone else made it the best option for XYZ. I didn't mention what she did to Hank for a couple of reasons. She was almost dead, so that was primarily plot point. And due to the wacky magical nonsense, he remembered little and didn't frame his experience in that way. Lucky him. Nick had no foggy memory to justify the show ignoring it. And there was no magic involved in Nick's grape. I mean, he didn't even know about it until much after the fact. It was not such a tragic experience for him. The worst thing was just how Juliet treated him afterwards. Comment was removed. Comment was removed. Her intentions have no bearing on her actions. She did it. That's wild. This comment was wild. Adeline didn't want to do it either. She only did it because she thought it would get her baby back. Also, she was being pressured into it. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. That is crazy. Yeah, they never addressed it, and the more I think about it, the more I realize how strange that was for a storyline. I swear they were just trying to get Adeline pregnant and then have her be with Nick. Yeah, it kind of sounds like it, honestly. Where her first show pregnancy was for the show, her second was real, so they had to incorporate it or cut her from the show, so this was them doing it. Called it out immediately when watching the show years ago to my mom and even complained about how Juliet was literally blaming a victim for being assaulted and how it was blatantly a double standard. It's all about how Nick views it himself. While he didn't consent to doing it with Adeline, he did consent to doing it. What? Oh, he consented to doing it, but not with Adeline because she was in the form of Juliet. Thank you for being a defender of one of the biggest plot change in the show. That's not the biggest plot change when the group decided to not tell Adeline, blah, 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 blah. That's not how Grape works. Even if you don't consider yourself a victim of something, doesn't mean that didn't happen. For Grimm fans of this pairing, there's no agenda for these links. It's background for the... Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to get a full picture of this thing. It's not meant to make you or the quester feel bad or anything. Absolutely. Absolutely not. It is kind of an interesting talking point. So hopefully the Grimm fans and the requester especially, what is your take on this? Let us know, certainly. Dude, get some rest. Dude, get some rest. The world didn't look like it did today. Nobody really got offended when we watched it years ago, so let's not virtue signal. Adeline is a bad guy doing bad guy stuff. I mean, that is true. That last sentence is very true. This point has been argued for years on this sub. Okay, there's some context. I know you're new to the show. Adeline is a hexen beast, a witch, quote unquote, evil. It is a spoiler maybe, but it is very difficult for a hexen beast to overcome their desires for revenge and power. But we don't know why the writers didn't address this. The cast had a lot to say, especially David, where storylines were concerned. He could have said time out. I truly believe Juliet stays in the show because of David. They just reinvent her. So he could have said, wait a minute, I get graped? And we just let that slide? I'm old school and I love where Nick and Adeline's story goes, but I don't and have been slammed with quoted laws because of it. Don't see Nick as graped, but deceived and manipulated. Interesting. I mean, that is true. She is literally evil. So, I mean, evil does what evil does, right? It is kind of weird that they didn't address it, but now that I think about it and I've read a couple of these, I'm like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's a terrible, plot device. It's kind of jarring. But it kind of makes sense in the way that, yeah, that's pretty evil. That is an evil move. So it kind of just reaffirms the fact that hexen beasts are pretty evil. Yeah, but to do that would slot Adeline firmly as a villain. They try to reform Adeline. Interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, there's layers to this thing, right? Boy, that's a weird topic to read about and then go to this screen, isn't it? Interesting that the other time we had a similar situation discussed in your reactions if it was Buffy and... Oh, that's right. Buffy and Spike. Yeah, that was huge. Big arguments, big, crazy articles and whatnot. Another Greenwald show. Interesting. Just happens to be part of both of those, huh? Weird. Almost like a pattern is arising. Very interesting show. I like the overall storyline. It was very obviously them getting together was extremely jarring. And I think I pointed that out as I was watching. Like, obviously they're enemies, and then all of a sudden it's just like, I'm having your baby. What? Like, we just kind of jumped there real quick. It was very weird, very strange. Like, it was it almost felt like there was like 5 minutes of other clips and context taken out of it. It was very jarring. So it's not surprising that some people were also like, where did that come from? Interesting. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is a much lighter topic. This is top 10 Starkid actors. So hopefully find out a little bit more. We do have some information on some of the actors of Starkid after this, so that'll be enlightening, certainly. Well, let's go ahead and get a little bit more of a ranking, I suppose, of said actors. Here we go. Quick message. This list was so incredibly hard to make because I genuinely believe that every person on here is amazing. This video is not meant to upset anyone. Remember, it's just my opinion.
You must think you're pretty hot stuff because McDoon wants to...
Number 10, Cory Doris. I have to read the names because I'm literally sitting in front of the names.
to make you his child bride. But let me tell you something, sister. I was here before you, and I'll be here long after you're gone. All you are is me 20 years younger. And when McDoon's done messing around with you, he's gonna come straight back to me.
One, I said date someone like her. Two, that is not a very nice thing to say. And suddenly, I'm defending Grace Chastity of all people. And she says, you just want Grace Chastity to be your daughter. And I say, well, at least she's nice to me at church. And I think that fight is why she got off the bus to go see Deb. Oh, God, Paul, I'm the reason they trapped her. It's my fault.
Oh, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And,
Number 9, Rachel Soglin.
And how privileged I am, and how, because I am the princess, everyone has to be nice to me and give me things. So I think it would solve all of the kingdom's problems if we just made everyone a princess. This isn't a partnership.
I mean, yeah, it kind of
Marriage is
checks
like,
out.
It's like owning a dog. A really stupid dog. I will admit he is a cute dog, but he's a biter. He bites me and he bites the kids. So I have to make a decision. Where do I draw the line? When do I say it is no longer appropriate for me to keep this dog around my family?
Hello, Batman and Superman.
Brian Holden, number 8.
I mean, this is one of Superman's friends. I'll get Superman for you. Hold on. Yo, Soups. What is it, Snoop Dogg? You got a phone call, motherfucker.
You are lying.
No, I'm not. I mean, I could if I wanted to, you see. That's the cool thing about being human. I'm not just some pathetic imitation of life. I'm the real thing. I guess, yeah, I guess that's why your romance is so funny to me, because if Tootsie Noodles had any intelligence at all, he'd be able to figure out what you really are. a tool we humans use. You're like, a toaster. You're a toaster.
Don't you see? Aladdin was right about one thing. My wishes were weak. But you, your youth and your passion, and
Number 7, Dylan Saunders.
yes, your naivete, these give you power. When I was your age, I thought I could accomplish anything I ever wanted, and more. But I didn't. Perhaps no one does.
Mega girl, shame on you! You may feel that you don't have a purpose, but I don't know what I'd do if it weren't for you. My favorite part about being a Starship Ranger. Everyone's always shouting orders at me or using those weird-looking shovels and doohickeys that make me feel all dumb, but I like that I don't feel that way around you.
My Woody! Look! His arm is all fucked up. And now he can't come with me to cowboy camp.
Number 6, Joe Walker.
All because of that ungrateful, odious, pretty, beautiful, beautiful princess. I got killed by a 2-year-old. And it's really embarrassing. And everyone says, when you gonna come back, Voldemort? When you gonna take over the world? It's on me. It's all on me. And I'm saying that by myself, because no one wants to help. And I say to myself, maybe with Coral things would be okay.
Now that's what I call a sticky
Number 5, Jamie Lynn Beatty.
You said it, Candy. Well, what do you think, Robin? Doesn't Candy here look good enough to eat? She's my little sugar baby. I'm the one who makes the candy puns around here. Got it?
You know, that is cruel.
Oh my God.
Manipulating a young girl like me. You know what? I'm sorry that my heart is too big for my own good. Sometimes I wish I didn't even have a family to care for. Sometimes I wish the Bandit King would come and take me away. Huh. You be careful what you wish for. Be a weight off my shoulders if someone took you. Yeah. Maybe that person would finally show me what it feels like to be loved. Damn it!
She wouldn't sing for him.
Wow.
And I still haven't gotten my hot
Beautiful.
Oh, sorry, I'll get right on that.
I have very...
Number 4, Robert Mannion.
My only crime was love.
What's up, Mia?
In town, there was only she who
Dylan was
as beautiful as
Dumbledore
me.
and Jamie was Jenny.
On the
Jamie
inside.
PS. Nice.
But then tragedy struck. She was taken hostage in a castle filled with demonic furniture. So I did what anyone would do, and I organized a rescue mission. But how was I to know that she had fallen in love with her captor?
In order for humanity to survive, it must evolve. That's what this visitor from the star has brought us. Salvation. We must join them. This is our second chance. My second chance.
Perhaps you all need a demonstration of my
Number 3,
ability.
Jeff
If you
Lim.
will,
I'm not
share
surprised
with
by
me.
this.
Yeah, boy.
After the scene that we just saw, I was expecting this. Nobody makes candy puns but me.
Yeah, boss.
I've got a question for you. How many licks does it take to kill you? A 1, a 2, 3.
3. I did what I had to do. Look, you're right about me. I'm a dog.
That is a reference to a very old Tootsie Pop commercial with an owl that would lick. Oh my gosh.
I'm a dumb, happy-go-lucky dog. But
That's
you
a
know what
deep
else
cut.
a dog is?
That's a deep cut right there.
Dirty.
More positive.
More positive.
Amazing.
Dogs are amazing. And I will do anything with zero regard for my own safety to get this family to Oregon. I'm not asking for you to forgive me. I'm just asking for a chance to help get our daughter back.
Vanessa,
Number 2, Joey Richter.
and I am sure that I love you.
so sure, I am willing to make you this vow on humbled knee. On humbled knee! I will provide for you.
Louder, Joe!
I will provide, and I love you! Good boy! And you will keep my home and raise my children!
Oh, I'm a fucking creep?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking creep? Listen, sweetheart, the world has changed, all right? There are no creeps, there are no heroes, there are only people who are alive and people who are fucking dead!
Perhaps you've destroyed that island facility. But what are the others? There's more. How does it feel to know you'll never catch up with us?
It's not too late to fix this. If you agree to give up Chimera, I'm sure the agency can pull some strings.
Still don't see it! Do you, Kurt? There won't be any agency to go back to once the system is global. I'm going to single-handedly dismantle everything you've ever believed in.
When I got this job,
Number one,
I signed up
Lauren
to serve
Lopez.
coffee and cold, shitty pastries. If I wanted to be in a musical, I'd be in a damn musical. Yeah, that's right, Zoe. I was in Brigadoon in high school and I fucking killed it. But now, I'm just trying to make ends meet while I work my way through community college, and I can do that just as easily.
They're actually
Down the
married in
street
real life? No way.
at Starbucks.
That's awesome.
I quit.
Shut up! You're so sorry now. Just wait until everyone knows your little secret. And I thought we were actually... I should have known! I should have known better than to be friends with a liar, because that's all you are, Sammy Reese. You're a liar. And I think everyone should know that you stole Kevin's music! The kid loves you! He loves you!
Normus Draco.
And you set him running. What kind of a person does that?
Yes, the climate has changed indeed. And Shawn, I believe that if we burn enough things, we can change the climate permanently.
Oh my gosh. Very good. Very good. The editor says, I've spent the last 3 days watching as many videos as I could to find online that featured members of Starkid to help me make the list. And it's made me realize just how amazing they all are. There are also some members who didn't make it onto the list, but are also incredible, of course. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Also check out the channel of the editor. They might have other edits that you might find interesting. Maybe you want to watch. Maybe you want to request, of course. All right, let's bring up some information on the actors, shall we? Let's do that. Here we go. Let's go through them. We got Cory Doris. Sorry. Is an American actor, singer, acting coach based in L.A. It's a good place to be if you're an actor. Best known for his work with the American musical theater company Team Starkid. Born in '86, graduated from Juilliard. Wow. That's quite the school. Graduated from the University of Michigan as well, also quite the school. While at Juilliard, he was a recipient of the Robin Williams Scholarship, named after, obviously, Robin Williams. Received school funding to study abroad in Oxford, England at the British American Drama Academy. Interesting. Never heard of that. Made his TV debut as Trevor in the TV show The Grinder in 2015. Since appeared in a number of projects, such as Stuck in the Middle, Future Man, Common Ground, Station 19. Also featured in quite a few theater productions, not surprising. Met the members of what is now Starkid while collaborating on plays through Basement Arts. The university's student-run theater organization made his debut at Starkid as Big Tallywhacker, or Big T, and Me and My Johnson. In 2009, has since gone on to feature in 8 more Starkid musicals. In 2025, reprised his role of Bill Woodward, amongst others, for the retelling or reproduction of The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, reprised in L.A. due to make his West End debut with the production in 2026. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Then we have Rachel Soglin, which for some reason that name sounds very familiar. Best known for her work with American musical theater company Team Starkid. I'm not going to say that for every single person, but you can picture it, right? Father is Paul Soglin, 3-time mayor of Madison, Wisconsin. Wow. Graduated from Madison West High School, attended University of Michigan, where she graduated with a BFA in acting. Graduating class of 2007. Let's see. Featured as waitress in the TV series United States of Tara. Also featured as Rosaline in Love's Labor's Lost. Currently a content creator for the financial service Clio, based in London, having moved around in 2024. Then we got, there we go. Brian Holden, of course. Born in 85. Based in Chicago. Founding member. Born in Traverse City, Michigan. Beautiful area. I've been to it. Later attended the University of Michigan. Works as an audiobook narrator, having narrated over 50 audiobooks. Dang. He's won 2 awards for his work in narrating, including a Voice Arts Award and a Parents' Choice Silver Award for his work in narrating Puss in Boots. Nice. Previously worked at the Adler Planetarium in Chicago for 6 years. Currently hosts a podcast for the planetarium called Reach, a space podcast for kids, with his wife. Cool. That's awesome. Love that. That sounds beautiful. We got Dylan Saunders, actor, singer, voice actor, best known for his role as Dick on the Dick Ryle on the HBO drama Perry Mason, and as Joseph Sturridge on AMC's Turn: Washington Spies. Oh my gosh. I've seen him in that. If you've never seen Turn, it's a very interesting show. It's basically about George Washington's spies, if you could tell from the title. It was very fascinating. Apparently there was a network of spies using just normal people, and very interesting. And they changed some events just based off their being able to blend in, basically. Very cool. Dang. That's where I've seen him before. Born in San Francisco, California, performing in theater and school plays. Member of the American Conservatory Theatre's Young Conservatory. Went on to perform at the Connections Festival at London's National Theatre. It was at ACT where Saunders met and befriended fellow actor Darren Criss in a high school acting class before going on to obtain his Bachelor of Fine Arts, University of Michigan, where he reunited with Criss to form what would later become Starkid Productions. And the fact that he went on to a pretty big show. Appeared in multiple recurring and guest roles on television, notably an officer on Chicago PD, Teddy on Doom Patrol, which I've reacted to, Perry Mason, another HBO production, Scruffy on Magnum PI on CBS here in the U.S., Joseph Sturridge, like I said, on Turn on AMC. Other appearances include Chicago Fire on NBC and the Viola Davis production short-form comedy American Coco. Wow. He's had great success. Dang. We got Joe Walker. Best known for Team Starkid. Born in New York. Attended University of Michigan 2005-2009. Graduated with a BFA in acting. Chose to leave acting and instead returned to the university in 2016. Attended the Cal Poly State University from 2017 to 2019. Graduated as valedictorian with an MBA. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Featured in commercial for Mountain Dew, TV series Underemployed, World's Worst Musical, and Chicago Fire. Then we got Jamie Lynn Beatty, who has a whole Wikipedia page. Dang. Actress, singer. Performed at 54 Below in 2023 in Musicalized, concert based on a TikTok series by Joshua Turchin. Done quite a few things here. Wow. Won an award. Featured actress in a musical, local. Broadway World LA Awards. Nice. We got Robert Mannion, Australian actor, singer, performer based in LA. Best known for, obviously, Starkid. Born in, or grew up in at least, Tasmania. Spent a year living in Japan in 1999. Studied screen acting in LA. Visited America frequently. Oh, played Max Bialystock in The Producers, as well as appearing as multiple characters in Stranger Things 2, a new musical parody at the Hollywood Fringe Festival. Several different on-screen appearances. All that good stuff. Wow. Very nice. Seem to all be quite successful outside of Starkid as well. So it's not just, stuck to Starkid as a thing. They're having success outside of it. Jeff Blim grew up and born in Illinois. Born in 1984, young boy learned piano and then trumpet by second grade. Jeez. Utilized his trumpeting skills for his earliest paid musical jobs, playing the instrument at church services, and as a high school student, he worked as a part-time trumpeter at Medieval Times. Hey, if you have no idea what Medieval Times is, it is a very fun entertainment restaurant, basically. You literally go, it's in the shape of a castle. I've been to one before. It's one of those things where I always wanted to go, but nobody else wanted to go, so I just went by myself. I literally traveled 3 hours to go to one of these. Got a hotel room, everything. And it was a blast. It was a blast. It shaped like as you would assume, a castle. You go in, it's got a waiting room or lobby. You can get, some drinks at a bar or whatever. And then you go, and it's a oval shaped, like, I don't know what to call it, like sand, dirt kind of surface. And then there's stadium seating. So you have different levels, right? It's not a ton of stadium seating. It's a couple different levels. But you watch a show, which is knights and horses and hawk and, a king and a queen and all that stuff. Like it's a dinner show. And it is fascinating. And your specific section you're sitting in has a specific colored knight, and you root for that knight. And then you get dueling and all that stuff. It's good fun. It's good fun. It's family fun. And the crazy part is you eat with your hands. Like you eat like you are of medieval times. So they give you the first order of business is a soup. And they serve you a soup in just a bowl with a handle. And you literally just pour it into your mouth. Like there's no spoons at all. And then the next course is like chicken and a roll and whatever. Again, no utensils. You eat it with your hands. So it's not a very highbrow, you're not dressing up nice to go to this. You're just kind of in it, right? You're experiencing of the time. It was kind of strange to be plucking at a, chicken breast or whatever, just with your hands and just not using a knife and fork at all. It was very strange, but it was a lot of fun. And if you ever have a chance and you ever see one or you've heard of one or whatever, go check it out. It's a little slightly expensive, I guess, for what you're getting, but it's fun. So, hey, life experiences can sometimes be a little expensive or a little over what you would want to pay. But I'm of the mind, you're only here once, and we're only here for a short period of time. If you can swing it, and it's not going to, send you into a cardboard box, do it. Do it. It's worth it. Experiences are always worth it if they are positive and they don't hurt other people, right? That's a whole life philosophy of mine, other than I'm not huge on owning things. I'm more on experiences or, being being in cool places or whatever, or, experiencing things that I haven't experienced before. Like, I'm all about that, less about owning things. So yeah, if you ever get the chance, definitely check it out. Medieval Times. So that's cool that he was a part-time trumpeter. That's so neat. Besides role-playing as the executioner, that's so cool. So cool. Oh, now I'm just thinking back and replaying it in my head. Joey Richter. Actor, singer, best known for his work with Starkid, of course. Grew up in Laguna Niguel, California. University of Michigan, 2011, graduated. BFA in acting. Let's see. Richter appeared in Disney Channel's Jessie as recurring character Officer Petey. In 2013, he and Darren Criss co-hosted the Annie Awards. 2015, Richter played Matt, the titular character, in the Nickelodeon TV movie Genie in a Bikini. What? Genie in a Bikini. What an interesting title. Robert Mannion has had an estrangement with Starkid because of harassment allegations. Yikes. Appreciate the heads up on that. Jeez. All right, good to know. Good to know. Lauren Lopez, best known for her involvement in Starkid, ranked number 1 on this list. Draco Malfoy, of course, in the Harry Potter musical. Joined Darren Criss as a special guest for his concert at the London Palladium. Darren Criss in concert. She performed as part of Stray Kids' London Palladium concert in 2024. Spouse, Joey Richter, married in 2023. It's cool. Announced her engagement and then 8-year relationship with Joey Richter in 2020. They married 3 years later. Cool. Good for them. That's awesome. Like I've said before, copious amounts of times when we're talking about couples and pairings that happen to work together or couple up together in productions or whatever, it's got to be amazing to be able to be in the same industry as someone that, you're seeing, someone you're romantically interested in, right? You get to commiserate. Obviously, they know what your day is like, so they can relate very easily. It's just it's interesting that you can bounce ideas off somebody and they know exactly what you're talking about. And maybe they thought those thoughts too. It gets a little weird if there's any sort of like competition for roles, maybe. But hopefully that's not the case ever. I think that's the only negative downside I could see. Maybe spending too much time with somebody, if that's like a thing. But yeah, that's amazing. That is a wonderful way to work. You get to share transportation. You get to talk to someone on the way to work. You get to talk to somebody on the way home from work. Like, that seems like a pretty great deal. 2 other couples within Starkid. Wow. Okay. I was not expecting that. That's awesome. That's very cool. That's very neat. I'm happy for him. Obviously, they spend a lot of time together. I don't know if they got in couples as they were working or if they were there before, but I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you're spending that much time together with people, who knows, Love happens. Love happens. It's like I'm trying to stick to the theme of love. Can you tell? Trying to stick to the theme because of obvious reasons. All right. Very good, very good, very good. All right. Moving on. Next up, we have NutHong, which is a wild pairing name. I have to say it slow. NutHong TikTok compilation. This is about 14 minutes long. Posted a month ago, deleted my last NutHong compilation because I didn't really like how it turned out. So this one I like better. Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll be the judge, right? No, we're not going to judge. We're not going to judge. We're going to enjoy. Apparently, this is potentially not potentially, but it is a ghost ship. So, keeping that in mind. All right, here we go. TikTok compilation, NutHong. Some of these song choices are going to be very interesting, I guarantee. I'm expecting thirst traps. Aerated. Not an official pairing, but apparently they may become one. Okay. We're ahead of schedule.
A club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends sat at the table doing shots, drinking fast, and then we talk slow. And we come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now I took my hand, stopped, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love.
I'm sorry, this song is diabolical. Oh my gosh, that song just took me to a far off place. What is that? I know it's Ed Sheeran, but it's set to like, oh my gosh, like we're in the Wild West or something. That's crazy.
Now follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me, say boy.
Oh my god! Wow! อีกหนึ่งท่านนะครับคุณปุ้ยนะครับคุณพนิตามิ่งสูงเนินผู้อำนวยการฝ่ายการ ให้เกียรติ หล่อเต็มจอเลยวันนี้หล่อเต็มจอ
A few moments later.
The ultimate back test. How many times? I feel like this is just a guaranteed. In these compilations, I will see somebody walk out with a cake, and it'll be a surprise. Every time. Every time. I finally had a piece of cake like last weekend. It was delicious. It had been a minute. It had been a solid minute. You might not anymore. Not the GMMTV parties anyway. I heard the company might be stopping them. What? Why? Why? Everybody loves cake. How dare you, GMMTV? I'm talking to you specifically.
แล้ววันนี้พี่เอสคุมทุกคนอยู่ไหมฮะมีใครดื้อกับพี่เอสไหมฮะไม่มีใครดื้อหรอกเพราะว่าวันนี้มีคุณมาช่วยคุมไหมแล้วตอนนี้คุณมีคุมใครอยู่ไหมคุมใครฮะ
Ready. Company had no control over them. They were ran by fans. Money is ultimately involved, and I guess they don't want the potential headache attached to them or their artists. Oh. Huh. Now that was aggressive. Where's that song? And Steve. Steve. I think it was Nut that Lego kissed on stage a while back after hitting him in the face with his mic. So when asked about it later, Lego was like, yeah, the band kiss each other, so.
กับองค์ไรแค่ไหนโหแน่นอนว่าแน่นอนป่ะ
That's just what bros do, bro.
บ้าไอ้ตุ้ยพูดดีผมไปนอนกับพงครับครับผมแล้วเขานอนอยู่ผมก็ประมาณตี 2 ตี 3แล้วผมก็นึกว่าหลับแล้วนอนอยู่สักพักเฮ้ยไม่เอาอะไรไม่เอาอะไรผมก็ขำแล้วเขาก็นอนไอ้พงเป็นไรวะไม่เอาแม่ซื้อมาหรือเปล่าหลับต่อยิ้มขำคนเดียวแต่ก็ต้องขำเบาๆเดี๋ยวเขาตื่นแม่ผมเลยขอเติมพลังสักแป๊บก่อนที่จะเข้าซีนต่อไปตอนนี้ให้หงหลับไปก่อนผมขอหลับด้วยแล้วเป็นยังไงครับเจ๋งมากไม่คิดตั้งใจเลยจริงเธอเข้าไปเธอจะนิบอะไรนิบอะไร
Shippers are losing their minds. No, get out of here. Get out of here.
Like him. ครับผมนัดกับโฮมครับผมแป๊บนึงนะขออนุญาตเรียกว่านัดโฮมเลยได้ไหมฮะไม่ต้องพิการแล้วนะนัดโฮมนะ
จริงๆอะถ้าเกิดผมจะหยอดใครสักคนเนี่ยผมใช้เวลา21 วันเฮ้ยอันนี้คุณมีแบบเทคนิคเหรอมีเทคนิคผมได้ยินจากเพื่อนผมมาคนหนึ่งเฮ้ยชื่ออะไรนี่ทางซ้ายเลยคุณเล่าผมฟังชื่อไอฮงเหรอไอฮงตั้งวะเขาผมคือจริงๆทฤษฎีเนี่ยผมไม่ได้คิดเอง
Why is Hong a baddie?
Oh no.
Because why not? Holy shit.
Oh my god. Dang. That's gotta feel amazing.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Gotta feel
we never thought that we had this much. Yeah.
That's a cool shot. That is a cool shot. Nope. Like You is such a funny, perfect name for the mascot. Adorable. Adorable. Awesome. Very nice. I love how I'm just getting recommended Dan and Phil stuff like constantly at this point. And the 118, of course. But a lot of Dan and Phil every single time. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw out some much deserved love and also check out the channel. Might have other videos that might interest you, of course. And if it really interests you, go ahead and request it. Let's have it on stream, shall we? Let's enjoy it together. All right, let's pull up some information on NutHong. There we go. Hide that. Hide that. Boom. Thoughts? Question mark. I've seen different opinions on Twitter. This is Reddit, by the way. I've seen different opinions on Twitter about NutHong becoming an official couple. A lot of them being against it because they're in the same group and it would be complicated. Could anyone please explain to me how or why it would be so? I'm genuinely asking because I want to know how other people see this. In my opinion, I think it's entirely up to them if they want to become an official couple or not. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If they don't want to be, they shouldn't. So, you know, they kind of have the final word on that, I would assume. I don't think anyone is forcing them to. Hopefully not. A lot of people, myself included, started shipping them because of their characters' interaction and tempo. If you've watched the show, you know what I'm talking about. And I think they were aware that it would happen given in the ending. William, their bandmate, also seems to ship them. It does apparently look that way. So I don't see a big problem in shipping them as long as people don't make them uncomfortable. They also seem to be getting more events as a duo, and I'm wondering if it's just to promote Lycan or if they're testing the waters, kind of floating it out there. Anyway, I'll support their decision, whether they do it or not. So this person said having a BL couple pairing within a boy band can be a double-edged sword. While it can boost popularity and engagement, especially online, several risks and complications come with it. Number one, legal and cultural restrictions. In some countries, promoting a BL couple can be legally restricted or socially frowned upon. This can limit the group's ability to promote internationally, particularly in more conservative markets. Team dynamics. A couple can disrupt the internal group dynamic. Yes, it can. It might unintentionally create cliques or tension amongst members, especially if the pairing is heavily pushed by the fans or media. Yeah, jealousy, egos, all that stuff. Can get kind of ugly. Hopefully they'd all be for it. Chemistry that all members show together on screen could become unbalanced or awkward. Fan behavior and shipping wars. Intense shipping can lead to toxic fan behavior. No, come on. No. No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. We know that's not a thing, right? Never. We've never read or observed or watched or noticed any sort of toxic fan behavior between the pairings, have we? No, that's not it. No, clearly not. Fans of the couple might attack other members for interacting with either of them, or either of them, or stir up drama over imagined slights. This can cause division in the fandom and even affect the mental health of the idols themselves. Career pigeonholing, being seen primarily as a couple, can limit both members' individual careers. Yeah, probably. They might be expected to only appear together, making it harder to make solo opportunities or diverse roles. Media framing and pressure. Once a couple becomes popular, the media tends to frame everything they do through the lens, interviews, variety shows, fan events, whatever. Receiving cakes for the limited time that they're able to receive cakes, making it harder for them to showcase their real personalities or form other meaningful connections with fans and fellow artists. As for Nut and Hong, I think the reason they're getting events as a duo is less about the couple itself and more because they each have a strong individual fan base, and together they naturally draw engagement. From a promotional standpoint, it's smart, especially for Lycan's visibility. Nut really impressed me with his acting. Totally think all of this is completely valid. I do wonder if the ghost ship is being hyped up a bit in the event of Lycan disbanding. Ooh, interesting. I mean, if they do disband, that's a nice, easy thing to fall into, isn't it? That's a pretty cynical way of looking at it, but I mean, you know. I like those. I think those are all legitimate concerns with having a ship as a group. Honestly, I love NutHong and wish they do whatever they're comfortable with. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's what matters, right? I think it's a good ship. It was built well. I know many people ship them, and so do I. It's a good ship. It's sail-worthy. Love them together. Totally in love with them as a ship. I think it's better if they remain a ghost ship. Enough scheduling issues already managing Williams' outside ship, and adding another couple would only make it worse. Same goes for Diamond and Lego. Turning their personal relationships into a professional one would be tough on Lycan as well. The good ship Lollipop. What? To be honest, I didn't expect it to be a ship when Nut Lego was popular back then, but I was fascinated about how their chemistry is so good since their roles. Biggest worry is the fans and shipping wars. No, come on now. Absolutely not. Shirley Temple? Oh, yeah. Shirley Temple. There's no such thing as shipping wars, are there? No. Come on. Everybody gets along. It's beautiful. Pessimistically, I do think GMMTV is testing the water for NutHong. We is a success. And GMMTV will always follow the money. Absolutely. Well, they are a business, right? At the end of the day, they do make entertainment, but they're also a business. So they'll go where the money is, always. Hopefully they don't pressure people and get ugly with it. Lycan members profile. Let's see if we can find them specifically. Here we go. Nut. Born in 2003, a Taurus. Blood type A, if anyone was wondering. Faculty of Engineering. Favorite color is blue. Phrase he says a lot is, that's right. That's right. That's right. No's afraid of roaches. Who isn't? Who isn't? Who? Okay, I know people that actually, I don't know people, but I know people keep roaches as pets, believe it or not. That's a true thing. Some people do. Maybe you do. Does anybody keep roaches as pets? That'd be a very fascinating thing to know. I might need to adjust. I might need to adjust the content or something. I don't know. He's an older brother, has an older brother, wants a Pomeranian. Favorite smell is the smell of vanilla and chocolate. Excellent smells. Excellent. Speaks English and Thai, would like to learn Korean. Started dancing at 16, 17, singing at 18, 19. Favorite sport is soccer or football. Wants to visit the Grand Canyon. Okay. All right. I would advise, I've never seen it. I do want to see it. But what I've heard about it is it's more impressive if you go down the Grand Canyon and you're actually looking up and through. Looking down can be kind of underwhelming. Kind of like, what is it? Mount Rushmore in South Dakota, I think. It's very small. So when you look at Mount Rushmore, which is, if you're unfamiliar, it's a carving in a mountainside of presidents, right? 4 of them or 5 of them. I forget. I think it's 5. And you see pictures of it, and it's close up. The pictures are close up. It looks massive. It's probably this huge thing that you just walk up and you look up and you go, wow, look at that. And then you get there, and it is so far in the distance from the viewing point that it's insignificant. You feel underwhelmed. It's so far away that it looks tiny. Like, they totally screwed that up. Like, if you're viewing it, you should be close to it. That way it's, wow, look at that. Instead of, I saw Joe's apartment and they freaked me out since. Oh my gosh. Oh, roaches are just brutal. They are brutal. Absolutely brutal. South Dakota. I figured it was one of them. Favorite thing to eat is anything chocolate. Well, it's not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. It was originally called Six Grandfathers. Really? All right, we got Hong next. Wow, this is nice. Easy to check out. Rapper, born in 2003 as well. Blood type O, universal blood type. Favorite color is orange. That's a good color. Would like to meet IU. Attends university. I don't know if that's old information or not. Has a younger sibling. Something crazy he can do is eat gallons of ice cream. Hopefully not at one time, because that is a bit much. If you can eat gallons of ice cream, that's impressive. I am color me impressed. That is a world record or something. Favorite foods are Italian food and cheese. Amen. Amen. One of his favorite foods is cheese. Love it. Cheese is one of the greatest things ever. One of the greatest things ever. Sleeping position is on his left side. That is very specific. Very specific. Pretty sure by age, the uni attendance is current between all the work. Nice. Speaks English and Thai. Tends to worry about things. Absolutely. Favorite sports, soccer, aka football. Favorite smell is an airport smell. I'm trying to think of like airport smell. Usually I don't know. It's like stale air, usually. It smells stale to me. He obviously travels a lot. Maybe it just feels like, unwashed people. Yes. Reheated food, yep. Unwashed people, reheated food, dirty luggage. Gross outside shoes inside. Yeah. I'm assuming not all airports are created equal, right? That's 100% true. Some airports are actually very nice, I hear. I don't know if I've been to one. I've been to some okay airports, but I haven't been to like the really wow, that's a nice spot. So maybe it's a whole different level of airport I just have no idea about. But I think of airport smell, I think of stale air, gross, enough to where you want to take a shower when you get home or wherever you're going, just immediately. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but it's one of those things where I get off a plane and I'm like, get me in a shower immediately. Songkran Day, I was walking to the bathroom. I saw Hong kiss Nut. This is true. Okay, William S. Not just William S. who kissed. All right, well, I think it's confirmed. NutHong acting like Lego's parents will never not be funny.
เลโก้อย่าไลฟ์ตัดโอ้โหอย่าไลฟ์ตัดเลยเหรอ ลูกกินร้านมากเลยไม่นัดไม่เอาอร่อยคนอื่นป้อนกินหมดแล้ว
You know what's funny about that? I didn't realize this one was in the video. It just shows we don't watch the video prior to. I love this. And then just starts attacking him with it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we're going to find out, you know? We're going to find out if they are actually a thing. My 2 cents. They probably are. They probably are. Just kind of playing it low right now, you know, just kind of feeling it out, see how people react to it. Maybe they're waiting for a big moment in the show or something like that. Who knows? But is the ghost ship a real ship? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It might be. It might be. Argue amongst yourselves. And go. They're a real ship. It's a ghost ship. Final video of the day. This is before you can, you know, go and do your Valentine's things, you know, whatever that may be. If you have a special someone in your life, congratulations. I cheers to you. If you don't, what better opportunity is that? Literally anybody, right? The world is your oyster. There's everybody out there. You can meet a ton of people. You have options. You have options. So it's not a negative, it's a positive. It's always a positive. But the final one, 39 minutes to the 14th here. Nice. Happy Valentine's Day, indeed. The last one is Boy Meets World. It's Cory and Shawn, Stuck Like Glue. Please watch in HD. Okay. All right. It only goes up to 720, though. Is 720 technically HD? I don't think it is. I think 1080 is HD. I think they tried to pass 720p as HD, but it's not technically. Anyway. Let's get into it. Shawn and Cory, Stuck Like Glue. Amazing, amazing show. I loved everything about it. Sometimes they got in some really dark storylines, but they found their way out. It always ended in light. I will say that.
How great is this? My favorite person in the world.
Topanga.
No, I'm not gonna say it. You don't miss me?
My whole life. Why don't you just marry Shawn?
I'm a sexy boy. Can't wait to tell Shawn.
Hey, that Cinnabon was for me, wasn't it?
Cory.
I'm here. I take a bullet. No, Shawnee, I love you too, Cory. Look, everything's gonna be all right.
You think?
I know. Cory, we agreed that we were gonna go out and meet new people.
I'm not making you happy? You don't want to hang out with me anymore?
I'm a geek!
Is everything okay?
I don't want to talk about it. He dumped me. He dumped me good.
It's so wild to see them age. It's crazy.
You don't think I'm a geek? Of course not. You think I'm cool? Of course not. Then what am I?
You're Cory. I'm Shawn. Just like it's always been. What else do you need to know?
Give the people what they want.
That's crazy.
You're not okay, are you? I don't even know who I am.
You're my friend. What else do you need to know?
Did you guys know you were fighting each other?
It's so hard to let him go. Thank you for pulling me out of the llama pen. Thank you for having lunch with me.
Stop it. You're boys. Stop it. You're boys. Tell it to your boyfriend.
Remember what I told you? Stand up to her.
Unbelievable. Everybody is coming apart and they get closer.
Pinch me. But sorry, it's just right there. I'm shocked and dismayed. Shawn. Well, now you can't be both. You be shocked, I'll be dismayed. Cory, those Funds of Steel videos must have paid off. We're gonna take all the roles.
They want you to take the roles.
I want you to take the roles.
It wasn't me, it was Shawn.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I pick Shawn. I pick Cory. Shawn? Who else? I married Shawn. Shawnsy? Yesy?
Shawnzy?
Who are you gonna call?
Well, normally I'd call you.
Matthews, the hunter. Meet again.
I've been with Cory for 15 years. They've been good years. You worked very hard. Explain him. Was he alone? His name is Lionel. Oh, he's with a couple of guys. A couple of guys. Cory, you have 5 minutes of me in the shower. Drop the towel.
The greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Besides Mom.
I know my own life. You think I won't make a scene?
No, I know you'll make a scene. Living on the edge, babe.
I like when you call me babe.
Cory and I finished it, brother. Synthesis!
It's you and me now, and it's gonna be you and me forever.
Later.
Dude. Amazing show. Amazing show. Dang. Oh, that was so nostalgic. I can't watch Boy Meets World and not feel like part ancient and part, just take me back. Take me back to those days. Watching that show, loving even as a kid, I loved the messaging and, the Mr. Feeney's moral lessons in the backyard and all that stuff. And oh my gosh, it was just lovely. And I've read so many comments on the I forget his name. Apologies, but I forget the actor's name who played Mr. Feeney. It's like Bill something, maybe. The amount of comments on his posts on social media, and it's just like, you're the father figure I never had, and your life lessons, that you had as that character were so meaningful, and just a ton of positive, ultra positive remembrance and all that stuff. And I'm just like, wow. William Daniels, technically Bill. So I was pretty close. Pretty close. One of those YouTube recs is not like the other. Fort Pete are obsessed with each other. You're always cold to me. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. Yeah, like I said, it just takes me back. Takes me back in time. Life was simple, no bills. It's funny, that's the first thing I go to. No bills. Oh, first of the month didn't mean anything. Remember those days? First of the month, no rent, no mortgage, whatever. Electric, whatever, utility. It was just the first of the month. It meant literally nothing. Crazy how time changes everything. But yeah, beautiful show. Absolutely adored it. Obviously they did Girl Meets World. I watched a couple episodes just because I'm like, all right, we'll see it. We'll see how it is, how it, didn't quite hit me the same way. I don't know if it was because I'm older. I don't know if it's because it was just different. like a different vibe. If the show was just written differently, like clearly I think all of those played a factor in it, but it didn't quite grab me as much as Boy Meets World did. Not exactly sure why. I think the character of Shawn is pivotal in that show, because it's the character that everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And Cory was there, his family was there to kind of pick up the pieces and help him, get back in the world, get back on the, right footing and everything. And it was some real stuff. I'm censoring myself. Real stuff. You know what I mean? It was some real stuff that they covered. And I think that really added to the connection that we all have with it. Coming of age sitcom created by Michael Jacobs and April Kelly, aired on ABC here in the U.S. for 7 seasons between 93 and 2000. Yeah, I was pretty young when the show was on. Centers on Cory Matthews and his friends and family as he progresses from childhood to adulthood. Episodes chronicle the everyday events of Cory's home and school life. His teacher and neighbor, George Feeney, delivers life lessons as Cory learns to cope with social and personal issues of adolescence. Relatable as heck, right? Cory has a strong relationship with his older brother, Eric, younger sister, Morgan, and parents, Amy and Alan. Cory's friendship with Shawn Hunter and romantic interest in Topanga. Topanga. Serve as central focuses of episodes. Overarching themes include a focus on family and friendships, as well as discovering one's identity. Further characters introduced. Later seasons, Jonathan Turner, great character. Eli Williams, Jack Hunter, Angela Moore, and Rachel McGuire. Walt Disney Company commissioned the series for its youth-oriented TGIF programming block airing on ABC. I loved ABC TGIF. It was the end of the week. It meant school was done. We're in the weekend, and it's just banger after banger of a show. It was incredible time. Do they list the shows? That would be phenomenal. Let's see if we can find the correct... Dang, I wish they would just list them. Wonder Years, of course. Hang with Mr. Cooper. Yep, I like that one. Let's see. Sister Sister. That was a good one. What else we got? Obviously, literally the one we just watched. Roseanne, Coach, Home Improvement. That was the nighttime. Step by Step. I like that one as well. Oh, man. Oh, I loved all of these so much. Oh, that just took me back in time. It was a beautiful time. Jacobs had previously produced Dinosaurs for the block and was asked to create a new series for a 12 to 14-year-old audience. Well, that is definitely a little older than I was at that time. Yeah, a little bit older. Series concluded in 2000 as a result of the aging cast. Yeah, they were getting older. And a shift in the network's programming directives. So it's 7 seasons, 158 amazing episodes, in my humble opinion. Spinoff of Girl Meets World. It aired on Disney Channel from 2014 to 2017. Also depicted Cory and Topanga as married parents. Yeah, like I said, I watched a couple episodes. It didn't quite hit as hard. I think I liked the realness of Boy Meets World. Like, it was very serious at moments. Like, very serious. So it's kind of like life. It has that, those shows were so beautiful and that had that balance. You would have the fantastical, but you would also have those serious moments where it would get serious. And then you'd have those big life, like, resolutions and whatnot. And it was just a beautiful thing. Cory and Shawn Cory and Shawn's friendship is the central focus throughout the entirety of the series. The two characters met in the very first episode of the show, and their bond continues to grow and evolve throughout the 7 seasons that follow. Relationship between Shawn and Cory, they go way back before the first episode of the series. Best friends who have known each other since they were kids. They attended the same school, share a deep connection that is evident in their interactions, of course. Two boys are very different. Cory's more reserved and academic, while Shawn is rebellious and carefree. Their mutual friendship is founded on their mutual respect for each other's strengths and weaknesses. As the series progresses, Cory and Shawn continue to be each other's confidants and support systems. They share many important moments together, from their first kiss to graduating high school. Also have to navigate some difficult situations, such as Shawn's father abandons him. Yeah, I mean, that is... I don't know if they had that storyline in Girl Meets World. And when Cory and Topanga briefly break up. That was an interesting one as well. One of the defining features of Cory and Shawn's friendship is their ability to forgive each other and move past their conflicts. In the later seasons, Cory and Shawn's that's their ship name, Con. Cory and Shawn's friendship continues to be a central focus of the show. They attend middle school together and support each other through new challenges and experiences. Despite their challenges, their bond remains the same and strong throughout the series. They did have a bit of a scuffle. They fought sometimes, and they also got into some crazy, wild arguments. But they always kind of forgave each other. Oh my gosh. Look at how they started. That's crazy. Getting this role as an actor was like a series of a lifetime. Literally, you would just grow up on television before everybody's eyes. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? What's weird about this is you feel like you grew up with actors who age when you age. It's very strange. It is extremely strange to see people on TV grow up as you grow up and get older, live life, have experiences. It's crazy. Boy Meets World turns 30. Oh my gosh. Oh. No. No. Oh God. An ode to the perfectly imperfect continuity-averse TGIF sitcom. Cut above your average TGIF entry, but let's face it, the Michael Jacobs and April Kelly created comedy was pretty bad when it came out to continuity. Lest you think that's a knock on the show, know this, there's no bigger Boy Meets World fan than yours truly. Okay. It was my first TV love and remains a favorite to this day. Was it my first TV love? I don't know. Might have been. I mean, technically, my first TV love was probably Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It was a phenomenal show. Very educational. The sweetest man, potentially, that ever existed, Mr. Rogers. Bob Ross as well. Joy of Painting. Classic. Absolute classic. Banger. I watched that when I was so young because my mom loved it. It was never exactly sophisticated. My mom was a painter. She went to art school, so she was big into Joy of Painting. You know, I remind you about Plays with Squirrels, but it always respected its audience. Even when storylines didn't add up, the writers strove for emotional sincerity. It's probably why the show still holds up today, mushroom cuts notwithstanding. Oh my gosh, my brother had a mushroom cut. I thankfully avoided that. Thankfully. Even at a young age, Boy Meets World inconsistencies stuck out to me. Especially loved when the show was in on the joke, such as the case when Morgan came down from her bedroom after the longest timeout ever and was a previously disappeared Minkus wandered over from the other side of John Adams High School, having inadvertently been zapped from a cannon, or so we thought, at the end of season 1. In honor of ABC's classic 30th anniversary. Scroll through to see how many continuity errors you recall. Oh my gosh. All right. Cory's academic trajectory. Cory's journey begins September 24th, 1993, in Mr. Feeney's 6th grade class. This puts Cory, Shawn, and Topanga on track to graduate high school in the year 2000. They start 7th grade in season 2. They manage to squeeze in 6 school years over the next 4 calendar years. In the season 5 finale, they graduate from high school as part of the class of 98. Well, hey, they were gifted. They were very gifted, okay? Eric's academic trajectory began college at the start of season 5. Cory, Shawn, Topanga, and Angela arrive at Pembroke a year later in the fall of 98, and the final 2 seasons take us through Cory's first 2 years of undergrad. That would make Eric a junior in the 7th and final season. Yet Cory's older brother, along with Jack and Rachel, are all set to graduate in the 3rd to last episode. That's so funny. Well, hey, maybe it took him a little longer. That is totally plausible, actually. Cory and Eric's age gap. Season 1, Eric is 15, is 4 years older than Cory. However, come season 5, only 2 years separate 19-year-old Eric and 17-year-old Cory. A result of Cory being aged up sometime between seasons 2 and 5. Oh, that's strange. That is strange. When Cory met Topanga, season 1, Cory wants nothing to do with Topanga. I remember that. And there's no indication that our soon-to-be central couple have a pre-existing relationship. Once Cory pledges his love to Topanga in season 3, episode 3, revisionist history sets in, and we're told that Cory and Topanga have been friends since they were at least 6. Interesting. Then in season 4, episode 17, 16-year-old Cory says that he and Topanga have been together their entire lives. What? That's interesting. That is interesting. When Cory met Shawn, season 3, episode 11, it's established that Shawn was born in Ohio, raised in Oklahoma, in several schools before he turned 12, at which point he presumably landed at Jefferson Elementary and met Cory. Good grief. So they were just age jumping like crazy here. Mr. Feeney's teaching history. Season 6, episode 1 says they taught Cory, Shawn, Topanga since they were in 1st grade, not 6th grade. 1st grade. So much for Shawn's Oklahoma upbringing. Decades later in Girl Meets World, the retcon is retconned. The spinoff reestablishes that Feeney was Cory's teacher in 6th grade. Interesting. Cory's alternative friends? What? Series attempted to give Cory a tertiary friend. First it was Nicholas, then it was Ellis, then it was Larry. Suffice to say, there's no coming in between Cory and Shawn. Just ask Topanga. That's funny. The 3rd seat at their lunch table disappears at the middle of season 1. What? That's Shawn's alternative sibling. I remember this dude. Shawn has a sister named Stacy in season 1. Then in season 3, viewers are introduced to the half-brother Eddie. Yep. Season 7, Shawn finds out that Verna is not his biological mother, ergo Eddie, who's only seen the one time, and I remember seeing him, isn't a blood relative. In conclusion, Shawn only has a half-brother, Jack. What? Rich kid Jack. Topanga's sister. What? Like Shawn, Topanga has a sister for all of 1 episode. Oh, that's so strange. I don't even remember her at all. That's crazy. Topanga's father, played by multiple different people. Topanga's mother. Alan's backstory. Was he Navy or Coast Guard? Why were they screwing continuity up so bad? Why were they doing that? Were they changing writers like constantly? Top 10 Cory and Shawn moments on Boy Meets World. The waffles. She's having my baby back ribs. Oh my gosh. Such a pure and sincere moment between the two friends that we had to make room for it on this list. Topanga goes through a crisis, worries she's getting fat. Cory doesn't understand why she's so upset. So naturally he turns to his best buddy Shawn for some advice. They sit in bed together eating waffles, discussing what they should do. It's always been a big joke throughout the show that Cory and Shawn are like a married couple, and this moment is the epitome of that. Shawn defends Cory against his brother. Before Jack had entered the scene, Shawn had another half-brother, Eddie, who existed for exactly 1 episode. Cory, however, isn't aware of this. Even upon meeting him at the trailer park, yeah, that's right. Shawn warns him to stay away, but Cory doesn't understand. They end up getting into a fight about the whole thing. But when things get really out of hand between Cory and the trailer park boys, Shawn shows to back him up. Shawn comes to the hospital. After his father's death, Shawn goes on a soul-searching road trip, unsure of when it will return. But when he finds out that Cory's newborn little brother, Joshua, is dangerously sick, he shows up at the hospital to give Cory hope when he needs it most. Future Shawn and Cory, we just had to include this classic moment. Though we get to see the whole Boy Meets World gang grow up into adulthood, this is the only time we get a glimpse at Cory and Shawn as old men. When Cory's girlfriend, Wendy, has big ideas about their lives together, Cory has a glimpse into the future. In the flash forward scene, we see Cory and Wendy still together after 90 years. What? And who else is the other star of that possible future? Of course, it's Shawn. Secret handshake, of course. Classic. Shawn picks Cory over the cool kids. I remember that. That was huge. Cory feels left behind, attempts to let Shawn spread his social butterfly wings. Shawn, however, blows off all his cool new friends to hang out with his best bud. Reassures Cory that nothing has changed between them and it never will. The alternate timeline, I remember that episode. That's crazy. I haven't seen that in 20 years. Alternate timeline, remember when we said that Cory and Shawn could be best friends in any possible future? Well, apparently this dynamic duo could be best friends in any possible past as well. Cory gets an electric shock and dreams that he's sent back in time to the Cold War in the 80s. Nobody knows him, and with his knowledge of the future, he's quickly deemed a spy and traitor to America. Yet when he meets the 1950s version of Shawn, who's somehow even more a loner in the universe, they become best friends all over again. That's funny. Wait a minute, 50s? We're talking 80s? I think there might be a date issue there. Girl training. We're way ahead of their time with this one. They defy the conventionalities of male friendship in order to write an article about what it's like to be a girl. Cory and Shawn go undercover to get the real experience themselves. Hilarious watching them dress up. Forbidden love. Longest running joke on the show is that Cory and Shawn might be a couple. Might as well be a couple. Well, here we see that in spades. When Shawn starts going out with a girl that does not like Cory, the two of them have to sneak around behind her back to spend any time together. That's funny. The wedding. What would Cory and Topanga's wedding be without a major Cory and Shawn moment? Shawn's been having a really hard time as the wedding grows closer because he assumes it'll be the slow demise of their friendship. They even get into a fight at the altar. It's crazy watching them exchange insults and duke it out, all while dressed up in their tuxes. Of course, they manage to work it out, of course, a few sappy words. In the end, Shawn even stands up with Cory for part of the ceremony. Topanga really should have known that to marry Cory, she frankly is marrying Shawn as well. That is a fact. That is a fact. Beautiful show. I loved it. If I ever saw like a rerun of it, which I don't watch live TV as much anymore, but if I ever saw a rerun of it, I would definitely sit and just check it out because I feel like it would just take me back in time, like a time machine, basically. I don't know if you have shows like that. You probably do. I think we all do, where we have those shows that kind of stick out in our minds from our childhood that really spoke to us. And just kind of thinking about it or even watching it just takes you back. It takes you back to a time that was a little simpler maybe, or maybe it was a terrible time for you, and that takes you there as well. It could. But the show, I mean, it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. It dealt with serious stuff. It was so different than what I was watching of like The Simpsons, which did deal with some serious stuff from time to time, but it was a cartoon. It was a little detached from reality. There are some sweet moments in that show, but at the end of the day, it's a cartoon, so it's different. But that's probably the first show that I was watching that had like real life stuff, real life situations that anyone could go through. other than potentially, I think Seventh Heaven also had kind of that stuff. I remember an episode specifically of Seventh Heaven when they started talking about like speed and, uppers and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, I don't know if I'm old enough to be watching this, but there were a few shows that handled some real stuff. Every once in a while, Home Improvement would delve into like a serious topic or issue, but it was really more comedy than anything. But Boy Meets World just leaned hard into that kind of stuff and growing up and what it's like and issues you might hit and, things you might have to work through. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't checked it out, I would just advise check out one episode. I don't know which one, but check out an episode. See if you like it. I'm assuming you will. This past weekend, I went and saw a movie in theaters, and I'll just talk about it briefly. It was very good. Very good. It was very sweet. It came out for Valentine's Day, of course. It's a rom-com. It is. You might have heard of it. It's been advertised everywhere. Kevin James has been just doing it up. Like, he's everywhere right now. He did like this fake social media you might have seen of him as Matt Taylor, which turns out it was his character on this movie. And everyone's just like, what is Kevin James doing? He's just starting videos with like, it's Matt Taylor, teacher. And it was very, very good. As you see it from the ratings, it's pretty highly rated. It is, I'll give you kind of a synopsis here. A wedding disaster leaves the groom stranded in Rome, a.k.a. beautiful scenery. It is a stunning movie. Heartbroken in the world's happiest city, but with one determined local and a few meddling vacation couples in his corner, his ruined honeymoon becomes an adventure he never expected. Because sometimes heartbreak is just the first chapter of a better story. If you're wondering, well, how does Kevin James, the guy from King and Queens, how does he do a movie that's a rom-com? Like, that seems a little far-fetched. This is Paul Blart, the mall cop. Like, this seems a little far-fetched. I swear to you, it's very wholesome and beautiful and romantic and just everything you want in a rom-com. It is really beautiful. Scenery's gorgeous, of course. It's Rome. It's very funny. It has its very funny moments. But for the most part, it's very sentimental and sweet. Not heard of this one? Cool. Most of the American shows I saw as a teen, I now know were reruns. Yeah, Saved by the Bell was on rotation a lot. Oh, great show. Great show. Except the infamous drugs episode and the drink driving one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember those weren't allowed to be aired, apparently. Ooh, interesting. That's another one that kind of dove into some pretty risque for high school and young kid audience topics. But I'll say this. I mean, it was relatable. You might not have experienced it in your life, but I swear to you, kids our age were dealing with that stuff. So it's very interesting. Leveraging Kevin James's genial star power and gorgeous scenery, like I said, this is the critics' consensus. From Rome, for a disarmingly sweet take on recovering from heartbreak, Solo Mio is a breezily enjoyable getaway. Audience says, don't go solo to this cute date night rom-com. Solo Mio sweeps you off your feet with its Roman vistas and Kevin James's easygoing charm. Person says, this critic says, if anything, it's got a staggering amount of heart. It's the latest Kevin James film that didn't need to go this hard, but thank goodness it did. That's funny. It's very interesting. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very sweet and perfect for the time of year, Absolutely perfect. Not in your local? Dang. That's too bad. I think it's select theaters or something like that. I don't know if it's widespread. But it was good. It was very good. I would check it out if you have the chance, or when it comes out on streaming, definitely check it out. If you're into rom-coms or you're, in a sappy mood, it's a pretty good one. So definitely check it out if you are interested. I thought it was great. It was a great, what was it, an hour 30? Hour 40. So it's not very long. They didn't drag it out, kind of got along with it. It's rated PG in the U.S., so it's not very, crass or crude or anything like that. It's got its moments, but it's very family friendly. So if you're looking for a sweet, kind-hearted rom-com, this is definitely one to check out. And I would honestly, I like Kevin James as an actor. King of Queens is one of my favorite shows. It's funny on reruns. His stand-up is very good as well. His stand-up's pretty family-friendly as well. I'm kind of surprised by that, but yeah, he does a good job. Does a very good job. Anyway, check it out. Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. It's been fun. I hope you've had fun, too. As always, the timestamps will be down below in the YouTube video. Subscribe, follow, all those good things. Check out the tier lists on toddreacts.com. Join a tier, request a video if you would like, and check out the merch as well. Join the Discord. That is very important going forward. You will be able to see the live member stream in the Discord, so go ahead and join. It's totally free. Links are everywhere. Almost to 300 members. That's awesome. So cool. Lots of nice people in there. Lots of great conversations. All that good stuff. If you want to talk about the Olympics, you can talk about the Olympics. If you want to talk about Solo Mio, you can talk about Solo Mio. You want to talk about Boy Meets World, you can talk about Boy Meets World. It's really however you want to make it. It is open to all, and I hope you enjoy it. Join us in there. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope it's a good one for you. I appreciate you being here as always. Are we done? We are done. Time to turn off the candles. One last little sip. I appreciate you being here, everybody. Have a great Valentine's Day and a great Valentine's weekend. Whatever you get up to, whether you have a special someone in your life, or you just hang with family or friends that you love, may it be a good one. And yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Thanks for being here, Pokey. Appreciate it. Have a good... What a classic indeed. Get the lighters out. All right, everybody. Have a good one. I will see you back here on Monday. Take care of yourselves. Wine. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.
Moment of truth in your lies, when everything feels like the movies. Yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't